Hello, everyone. Today we are here for the Eminent Media Shatterline Season 1 Championships. And welcome to the dentist office. I'm your host, Cool Cheese, and I am here joined by Kino and Flex.
Good morrow.
And we got a pretty exciting match coming in pretty soon. We have Rated R versus Valiant. Rated R is an established team that's been here pretty much since December. Valiant, it's a little bit newer, but there's still some players that I definitely recognize as a long-time competitor. Kino, can you speak to any of the players on Rated R? Anyone in particular that has your heart?
One person who has my heart in particular, he goes by the name of Exile. He is my
Mm.
ex Gundam Evolution duo. He is a great chap indeed. Rather epic and rather
French.
He is rather French. He is.
rather particular in his methods of gameplay. I will say that.
Yeah, no, I think Axel just has a way of like captivating the hearts of everyone, viewers, players, enemies. Everyone's just entranced with the way he plays the game and how unique it is when compared to, I mean, the more standard, the more like, I don't know, they're just less interesting players, you know? You have people like Inertia that are just good, but Axel brings that spice that like
there is
just
one
makes
thing that we
Rated
can
R
say
interesting.
about. There is one thing that we can say is that Exile is very hard to counter.
Indeed.
In fact, impossible to counter. In fact.
Yeah, he's impossible to anti-strat. I can confirm. Flex. Speaking of French people, we have Valiant, a majority French roster.
Are they?
I mean, well, they speak French. Some of them do.
True.
So, do you have anything to say about Valiant? I know that you have experience teaming with Deja.
I believe he's their captain. I think he's going to be on Strix, as that's what he's been playing. He had some very strong Firewave nades last time I saw them play, so be on the lookout for that. Clearing point. Epsilon, just a good Slayer in general. I'm not sure who else is playing because they have like 7 people in VC right now, but I know those 2 will definitely be out there.
Okay, fair enough. I've definitely seen in some of the matches and scoreboards I've seen throughout the season that Snipes, which is a new player, for at least for me, he wasn't playing when I was still competing, has been putting up some numbers and been playing pretty well on that Mongoose. And so I'm looking forward to seeing if he can bring this home for them. Rated R doesn't have one of their star players, Omni Zyros, the GOAT. He's off doing saving the world, making millions, you know what I mean? And so I think it will be very interesting to see this match just because Rated R maybe are the favorites for this match, but they're looking a little bit weaker without Zyros. And on the flip side, you have Valiant that has been coming up and throughout the season has been looking pretty good. And so I'm pretty interested to see if Axel Magic is actually enough to bring this home.
Just having a look at the roster for Valent. I do recognize Epsilon. I did team with him for a very brief period back in the Never Chill days, a long time ago. I used to play with him for, I think, 1 or 2 tournaments. He's a very good player from France. He did go off and make a separate team. And I think he's back with Valiant for now. But yeah, he is definitely a good kite from what I can remember.
Honestly, quite incredible.
Indeed.
It looks like the players are starting to roll into the lobby. We should be able to get our game going soon. But
looks like we got Madness, Deja, Epsilon, Snipes, and Slyric.
Indeed.
Or I'm assuming. Oh, Slyric backed out. Interesting.
Give us a moment, watchers at home. As I'm sure many of you know, Shatterline tournaments, Shatterline client is a little bit scuffed, and so
a little sussy.
Yeah, we're prone to delays at this point. But how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a fine Sunday evening, morning, afternoon, depending on what your time zone is.
Yes, indeed. If you are having a good day, put a LeChunk in the chat.
Yes,
please. I will start off the chant. LeChunk.
But assuming that they're playing the lineup we saw, it'll probably be Madness on Malva, Epsilon Kite, Snipes Goose, Slyric Orbit, and then Deja Strix, maybe Pill. If they're playing the 5-man that we saw join that game.
Yeah, I'm definitely, like, aside from Axel, the greatest Shatterline player of all time, of course. On Rated R, I think Crybaby brings a lot of presence with his orbit. He's been consistently one of the most improved and just consistently impactful players for a very long time. And even though he hasn't been able to bring something home for the Rated R name, he's been there, he's been a leader for the team, and I think I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing him take it home today. This could be the chance that Cry gets his Rated R redemption.
Indeed.
He can finally do it. And I'm looking forward to that. Other parts of the team, Creep.
Very good Goose player.
Yeah, dude, Creep. Dude, I love Creep. Yeah, used to coach him back in the day. I'm proud to see him continue to play the game, continuing to dominate. Very wholesome guy. We also got Likos on the Strix. He's a very good backbone of the team. And as a final player, we have Mr. Clean. He's been playing Malva for the roster, and he's not the most outspoken member in the community, but he does his job and he does it well. He gets those OBJ caps, keeps his teammates up, and nothing more you can really ask for in terms of a Malva. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what sort of wizardry we see. And I'm gonna say this first here, and I'm sure as you viewers already know, I'm glazed the hell out of Ray. I can't not with Axel on that roster.
Of course, that's
Just how it
my
is.
duo right there, bro.
But oh, it looks like we have a
Like
game.
the full 10 are in now. So Snipe's actually going to be on Kite, Epsilon on Goose. Otherwise, that lineup's what I imagined it would be. Rated R standard, Crybaby on Orbit, Exile on Kite, taking Zyros' spot, Clean on Malva, Creep Goose, Likos on Strix.
Yeah, I think it's definitely interesting that they're going for, I guess, what I would call the more default composition. I definitely was a preacher for the Brisa comp, which is a little bit more risky, a little bit more fast-paced than the traditional Strix comp. But I understand that people like to play what they're comfortable with, but I'm definitely a little bit shocked to see that we're not seeing some more creative options. Not seeing a pill on Escort is, for whichever team is attacking, unknown at the moment. But
I believe it'll be Valent because they were the ones that were in the lobby first, so I believe Host will be the attack.
okay, well, either way, that's definitely surprising for me, not seeing a pill on their end. But we'll just see how it goes. I think the people that I'm 100% looking out for here, Cry is going to be that entry presence. I think Axel might actually pull out the op, which, if you've ever seen Axel op, it is definitely a spectacle to behold.
Yep, indeed.
And
Indeed.
I think Snipes might be pulling that out too as he's on the Kite here. I know Snipes has played a lot of Mongoose, and so seeing him like flex off of that is a little bit interesting. But let's see if he can get that same value for his team. Within that, also Deja, veteran.
March here on the first map.
Indeed. It looks like they're opting for more of like an SMG push here. We got Creep on the P90.
Snipes is not moved. There could be technical issues. Okay, now he's moving.
They're going.
Lyric is not either.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think Lyric crashed here, unfortunately. Is what it's looking like.
Does seem to be the case.
Yeah, they're no longer fighting here. As we said earlier, Shatterline client in particular, a little sussy sometimes. So excuse the technical difficulties here.
Esports ready. Esports ready.
Indeed, indeed.
Let's see.
Keenan.
Big fan of that Kino fella.
So true, my goat.
Well, we're gonna be here for a minute. You know, Shatters, what's your favorite Bloons Tower Defense 6 monkey?
Mm.
What are we cooking with in our chimp strategies? What's the juice? What's the tech?
Now, quick clarification: does this include the heroes, or is it just the monkeys?
No heroes, no heroes.
Okay, good to know.
Me personally, like, I think, dude, you can't go wrong with the sniper monkey. It's like a
It's
tried and
big.
true.
Mhm.
Honorable mention, dare I say,
Don't say it.
Spike Factory, Super Mines.
Fruit.
Not even a monkey, but like, there's got to be some monkeys in there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a factory. Surely there's monkeys in the factory, right?
Of course,
Someone has to produce the spikes.
indeed.
It's just math.
Okay, looks like our lobby is back up, back to March. Hopefully, we have no crashes.
Hoping.
So
Third
fingers.
time's the charm.
And all looks good so far.
They might be waiting for timer to go down because I know, especially with this latest client, the timer until deploying, if you do it early, used to be fine on escort, but especially lately, it's been a little sussy if you start it. So we could be waiting for the timer here.
Hmm. Oh. Okay, we're in. See how they're approaching this attack.
Rated R is leaving.
Oh, well,
Oh. Almost. Third time lucky for sure.
Surely.
Surely, indeed.
It is now a 1v1 Crybaby versus Epsilon. And everyone is left. So surely we pull up some player bios from the eminent website here while we're waiting.
Read me some of this scripture. Read me some.
All right, let's pull up the man of the hour, Exile himself.
Yeah.
This is a player submitted bio, just to preface this. Exile is an extraordinary individual who possesses a remarkable combination of intelligence, compassion, and charisma. His unwavering dedication to personal growth and self-improvement is truly inspiring. Exile's exceptional problem-solving skills and innovative thinking have led to groundbreaking advancements in various fields, making a significant impact on society. His genuine empathy and kindness making a beloved figure among his peers, always ready to lend a helping hand and uplift others. About halfway through, Exile's magnetic personality and natural leadership abilities effortlessly bring people together, fostering collaboration, and creating a positive and inclusive environment. His unwavering commitment to making the world a better place is evident in his tireless efforts to champion important causes and drive meaningful change. Exile's exceptional qualities make him an exceptional human being, leaving a lasting impression on all who have had the privilege of knowing him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As someone who is a former teammate of Exile, everything that was just said is completely and 100% true. Exile played with the Meowing Cats, me, Lunar's Katana, Exile, and Crybaby during the Japan tournament, and we were just left in shock and awe the second he came into our unit and just overall made our team a better place. The ideas he brought to the table and the intellect he showed during those couple of matches was just beyond what I've ever seen in my entire competitive career. And like, whoever wrote that is just incredibly right.
On the
So-
money, right on the money.
Yeah,
Couldn't
so
have said
thank
it
you,
better
Zader, for
myself.
writing those about. I assume that was Zader because it's on the Eminent website. So thank you,
true,
Zader.
true.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Couldn't
Thank
have
you.
said it better myself, personally.
I
All right,
could
looks
not.
like we're starting again here.
Okay, no crashes so far.
It's
we're
looking
good.
good. Third time lucky.
I believe everyone has moved off spawn here, so looking good so far. Was that Exile with a triple kill on the mine? I believe it was.
Yeah, I think we're looking like the numbers are definitely going towards RR. Their defense is looking pretty good.
Yeah, Rated R getting 2 reses off the bat as well. So they're
Yeah.
gonna have full team strength up here.
I do think that their hold is a little bit interesting. If you look on the top left by a house, they have Strix walls in a position that doesn't quite deny the doorway, and they're kind of holding that in a more aggressive angle, which is a little bit it's not quite the norm that we've come to expect for defense on this map.
Yeah, we've got Deja pushing through container here as well.
Indeed, I think it's also pretty interesting that we're seeing more SMGs here than rifles. I feel like Escort in general is a very rifle-heavy mode, and especially with the XM40 buff a while back. Like, seeing only, I think that's one of them in the entire
Yeah,
lobby.
me-
It's kind of crazy.
Me personally, I haven't seen any gameplay using the P90 in a tournament before, so this is quite exciting to see.
It's honestly quite incredible. I do concur. But
Indeed.
we see Snipes pushing up that payload, getting a good C4, but Axel with the counter C4.
Getting taken out quickly though.
Indeed. I think they're managing to neutralize the fight, though. We're looking at a 2v2 at the moment. However, Rated R has the better spawns. And so I think Rated R should be able to clean this up. Lico's cleaning out that heaven control and keeping that space. Hopefully get some walls down there, too.
You'll see the two troopers for Rated R holding either side of the map here. Creeping container, Crybaby holding down office.
Oh,
Got it.
Axel died with ult. Will he get rezzed?
I do think it's definitely a little interesting because it seems like VT
Ooh.
is taking control of the left area by Crate. However, they have
Oh,
most of
Epsilon
their
going-
players set up on heaven.
Lyric
Um,
has his orbital here. Could be used to make that final push to P1.
Epsilon going big with 4 peaks on the point.
Yeah, Epsilon
that's enough to
actually
take
taking
it.
out the stack there. P90 going crazy with 1.6 times scope. Getting big kills. They're going to be looking to take some space here.
And off the bat, Valen, I believe is how you pronounce it, having much better ult economy so far from what I'm seeing here.
Indeed. Looks like on the side of Rated R, they don't really have anything coming up. I mean, 50% on the minigun's going to be really big for Licos. Creep also at 50% on the Mongoose ults. Cry, I guess, coming up on his orbital.
Yeah,
maybe
I
with
think
a kill or
Cry's the
two.
only one that's really close here.
But I mean, are you really going to trust just an orbital without comboing something with that? So I'm not quite sure. We'll see. It
Right,
looks like
taken out.
Snipes is popping the ult, though, trying to take some space. Deja with the nade to like go off of that, but Creep just shuts it
Reaper
down.
2 picks trying it down. Good job.
Creep approaching his ult as well here now.
Yeah,
about
I
82%.
mean, it just shows how good of a player Creep is. He's not the greatest communicator out of mongooses in the scene, but his consistent ability to find picks and just get value in seemingly down like situations is just really good. And it seems like Valiant
Who's
is
taking out?
pushing out with the
Epsilon
mongoose ult
popping
here.
his, yeah.
Yeah,
Krabby
but
might go
Cry
for
is
ult.
going
He
for the
got one.
counter ult, but he gets counter ulted by Sluric. And I
Looking
think
a
that's
bit
just going to be
dire.
a lot of space for Valiant here.
Oh,
gonna
Lico's
have
taking
to
him
work
out
to
with his
take this
fire
back.
wave though.
I mean, yeah, the nade was good, but at the same time, like, they got so much space off that. You see they have full plat control. RR is going to have to take that. They don't really have main control either. And so they have to work to take that back. Fortunately for them, Likos gets a really big kill, but unfortunately gets traded out by the orbit.
Agdal up top with Kite ult. See if he can do anything with it here. Takes out Sliric.
There is a mongoose in the pipes. Let's see if we can get anything done up there.
Yeah, and Axel just getting some pretty good value with this Kite ult. Kite ult is just like a really good tool to keep that zoning up, and getting those kills is kind of just the cherry on top. You can definitely get some pretty big multi-kills with that ult. It's very good for it, but the Tracer's leaving that lingering presence like makes it super solid for defense. And seeing
Ooh,
RR
it's
just try to push that out, but get punished by Valiant is really unfortunate. RR was looking for that push, looking for a more aggressive defense, and unfortunately it did not work out. Creep manages to get 2, but I don't know if that's enough to keep the defense on this point.
Both Strixes do have their ults here, I believe. So we'll see who can get value out of them.
I mean, the Strix ults are up, but Epsilon with the 3k, like, there's nothing you can do about that if you're RR. You just gotta kill him. Like, stop this guy. It's been getting a lot of value P1, a lot of value here on P2 as well. And I think he's finally gotten cleared out by Axel, but... Or no, he hasn't! He's still
going.
up!
He's
Take
still
out
going.
Clean.
Go from the P90 to the
It goes.
yeah, the ghost.
Yeah, he has full control from this window area, and he hasn't been cleared out for a hot minute. That's like one of those positions that if you just let a player stand there, they can get so much value on the attack side. Fortunately, I think for the most part, RR is doing like a pretty good job at like clearing out the rest of the team.
Agdal
So-
taking down Epsilon.
Yeah. I think their CQC defense is working out pretty well, but talking about those longer range fights, it's definitely not ideal. See right now, the way that RR is held up, we got Creep and Axel on the left, we got Axel and Clean on the right. They're kind of just doing a 2-2 so that they can rotate to whichever side gets the hardest hit. And kind of just be in a position where they can stall out as long as possible. Only 20 seconds on the clock. At this point, they're just playing to play this super scrappy. They don't need to play the most clean defense.
And Epsilon just used his Goose ult there with nothing out of it. So that's a big ult gone for Valen.
Yeah, I mean, Mongoose moments.
It's very true.
And I think the Strix ult here from Likos just kind of closes it out. Yeah, nothing you can really do in that point. But to be fair, March is definitely a map that this is still a very winnable situation for Valiant if their defense is really solid. Keep in mind, this is on EU servers, which does favor Valiant as well. Likos gets like 2 really big entry frags up towards heaven. Very good by him.
Malva is rezzing though.
That is true. And they get the double res. Value neutralized. Zurich with the double. I mean, let's see if they can actually start to take some space, because I think for the most part, RR looks like they've been focused on the point, and not so much about taking that space. And
looks like Epsilon's actually going to be on the sniper here on Goose. Which is an interesting choice.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting for sure. I'm not really sure exactly how I feel about that. I think there's definitely some value to be had with shooting and then dashing to get out of the lane. But I think not having that aggressive presence on Mongoose is potentially wasted opportunity. Looks like Axel and RR is doing a really good job at like taking the space. Axel and Cry trading out who has like top control. Fortunately, great nade by Epsilon.
Very
Deja
big.
cleans that shit up for the 3. Epsilon getting the 4th, and that is 5. And Likos starts to trade things out, swing things back.
Cry does have his ult up as well, so that could be big trying to take this final choke point.
Absolutely. I think that's what's going to be the deal breaker here. If he can get a good ult here, I think that's pretty much as good as done to this point.
And he only gets one.
Unfortunately, he gets one and gets traded out. Creep is their last hope here. He does get the kill on him, though. This is still very winnable.
Clean with the
Just goes down to the op.
And Snipes
with the C4. Very good hold from VT, considering, once again, no ults invested there. I think they're looking really solid for this defense. A minute on the clock. RR is definitely going to be stressing here.
Yeah, Creep and Exile are closest to their ults, I think, at 50 and 60% here.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see, like, Creep's getting consistent value here, getting these picks, and so it's definitely possible. And yeah, I mean, Creep just gets those 2 picks, which get their... I mean, they get the points. It's just how it is. Now, Axel going in, clearing up the rest. Likos helping him out there. And it looks like RR is being a little bit more aggressive, taking space than they were on this first point. And so I'm definitely hoping to see if they can hold them in spawn for a little bit, get that cart up to at least past window before they start to get a little bit more scrappy.
And it looks like they're sending Clean forward here, actually, and having Crybaby sit on cart with Creep, so it moves faster. And Crybaby will getting his ult a lot faster just by sitting on that objective.
Yeah, and I think it does make a lot of sense too. They pop Axel's ult with that to keep the space, so the orbit isn't quite as necessary for that front line. And so I actually really like this setup that they're doing. Fortunately, Axel goes down after the ult, and I think things are about to get very scrappy very quickly.
Be very interesting to see what happens here at this final point.
Yeah, this could really go anyone's way. Just the nature of March, any point can easily be held for like 3-4 minutes plus if you have a solid hold. And so this is really anyone's game. I will say that it looks like, for the most part, the ult economy is relatively even. We have the kite ult from Snipes out right now, but he hasn't gotten any value quite yet. See if he can get some before it runs out. And unfortunately for him, Cry takes him out.
Looks like
but, I mean,
both Gooses, both Orbits, I think, have their ults here. Epsilon popping his, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, the minigun's already up on the Steam, on VT, or on Rated R, sorry.
Epsilon's still on the sniper. Gets taken out by Likos, holding window with his ult here.
This is
That
very
is
bad
gonna be a
position
team
for
wipe.
VT. That's no, it's 4 dead for VT. There's only 1 left, and he goes
Slurk
for the
only gets
orbital,
1.
but gets
Ooh.
refragged.
Creep, Cry, both have their ults. Deja approaching his minigun though. 96%.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys all know as former competitors, like, in those situations, popping those orbitals in a 1v4 situation is never the correct play. You need that orbital in order to play retake, and I think that just single-handedly won RR the game. And there we have it.
Surely the
finishing
Crybaby
it off
swap
with
to
his ult.
M5 was the decider there.
Oh, surely. It had to be.
It wasn't
But-
suppressed, no laser sight, but it's close enough.
But, like, let's take a step back. Let's think about who the real MVP of the match is.
And here he is with
Axile.
play of the
There we
game.
go.
With
Right
play of the
here,
game.
dude. Axile is just the brains of the operation, one of the smartest players in North America, let alone the world of Shatterline, and seeing him come here, getting consistent value it's just honestly quite incredible. I've never
my
seen
duo.
anything like it in the history of Shatterline.
How does he do it?
We'll never know. We'll never know. That's just how it is. Unless he graces us with that knowledge. For map 2, I am unaware what we're going to.
I think it's
But
Barracuda?
Barracuda? Okay, okay.
If it's Rated R's pick, it's Barracuda. Which
That
I
would
believe
make
it
sense.
is.
I think Rated R definitely is a big fan of Barracuda, and so I think seeing them go there is going to be, yeah, I think expected. But at the same time, if Valiant is sticking to this op composition, I think they're kind of favored. Because Barracuda with ops is very strong. And so I'm not really sure where to go with this. Keep in mind, it is going to be on NA servers, I believe.
It will
And
be,
so
yes.
RR does have the ping advantage. So we'll see. But I don't know. I think this could be interesting just because I know RR doesn't tend to run an op, and Valiant appears to like stick to the op for a long time, which I think is definitely a good call. I like the idea, not so much on the Mongoose, but I like where they're going with that. And so this could potentially be something that I'm not entirely confident which way this is going to go. Last game was pretty close. And this is a good series, I think.
Yep, and here's Cry hosting Barracuda. So it is indeed Rated R's host on Barracuda here.
Big. I love fish. You know? Barracuda is not that far off from a Megalodon.
I think we're gonna have a reset of the lobby here. Looks like Madness joined a little too early.
Okay, okay.
Unless he's just spectating, but we'll see.
Well, chatters, watchers, what do you guys think of that match? We thinking RR? We thinking Valiant for this next game? Who's gonna come out on top of this series? What are we thinking?
I'm thinking Epsilon is cooking, accidentally joining the match that Never Twisted was in.
I mean, does happen.
Looks like they might all be in here. Might have backed out and gotten all 5 on the right team.
I think we're good. I'm gonna
Yep,
try
it
join in.
looks good.
Gotta put some respect towards Deja, as a fellow person who abandoned their region to play the EU people. Goat move. I'm definitely interested to see if Rated R pulls out the op on this map, because I think the op is this is the best map to op on, in my opinion. So we'll see. It looks like RR is on the attack this time.
Exile not on the op yet.
Yeah, it
We
looks like
do see
Epsilon is
Epsilon.
running it back, though.
Yep, he is sticking with the Mongoose sniper. Let's see how that pans out for him.
Yeah, and already, because of these longer sight lines, we're seeing way more rifles than we were used to seeing on that last map. Axel getting some early picks. It looks like for the most part, RR is able to keep them locked up at that first choke and not allow them to get like spawn camped super hard. Epsilon's actually doing a pretty good job, even though he's not quite killing this guy on the right, but at least just keeping this pressure on the right side of the map. But he unfortunately gets taken out by Likos, leaving that right side completely open. So in this 3v3, this could definitely be converted into a point. However,
and Cry
Madness...
has heaven control as well here.
Yeah, well, Cry's the last one standing. The VT's been actually doing a pretty good job at like countering this aggressive push. See if Cry can make something happen for his team. It's going to be difficult because, I mean, if I'm Valiant, I'm calling him out. I'm saying let's get him off of there. But Clean gets a frag. Creep gets 1-2. Creep gets another one. Can he get 3? No, but he does get refragged. This is looking really good for RR. They get fast first point for like 100% here.
Barely.
Good chance.
Yeah, there's P1.
Yeah. Beautiful. Malva ult already coming out from RR. I think for the most part, the ult economy on RR is looking way better. Orbit ult is already up on Crybaby. I think we're going to be seeing that soon.
Interesting push out of tunnel there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Cry's going to let this Orbit ult rip very soon. We'll see, though. He does get shut down by Snipes. It looks like Snipes is doing like a pretty aggressive defense on that left side of the map. And so I think it's going to be pretty difficult for them to fight that on their own. So if I'm RR here, I'm saying, yo, Axel, yo, Cry, let's chow this together. But unfortunately, it looks like Likos chows that on his own, does get punished for it. Clean gets the refrag, but I think he's just going to go back to point. He can't really fight that on his own. We see out main, Axel being the front line for his team. Maybe being a little overzealous, but he's there. Kills going back and forth for now. I think for the most part... It is
still moving, though.
Yeah, it is. I don't think I'm really expecting the cart to stop moving up until this first choke. I think this is where things get a little bit slower, but I mean, if RR can keep pushing it and keep like trading 1 for 1, then like I think they're looking pretty good here. Like 3 minutes and 50 on the clock this far into the point is definitely not too shabby. I would not be mad if I was on rated R at this moment.
And they've got Crybaby and basically Creep's ult as well here.
Oh, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Cry and Axel double swinging through the left area, and boom, they have just won the point. That's 5 out. They're taking space. Cry still has ult, I believe. Creep has ult. Like this should be points unless something goes horribly wrong. Creep gets 2 kills. Axel getting a kill as well. Getting traded out, but Cry, Cry with the ult. I think that might be it.
Yep, that's P2 for rated R.
Yep, level 16 Ashimar putting in mad work in this big, absolutely massive match. The match of the century, I might even add. And I don't know, if we're just looking at the scoreboard, right? We're looking at RR, we're looking at VT. They look really similar, but the main thing I want to focus on is the KD. You can see that the people on RR, I mean, some of those kills might not be kills, they might be assists, but for the most part, they're dying less, they're getting more consistent value per life, whether it's an assist, whether it's a kill, and they're playing way more as a unit. Whereas you can see on VT, you have some people who are like, performing well, 1.8, 1.7, 1.5 KDs, but they're not doing it together. They're not doing it as a unit, and you can just see it with how much space RR is able to take. Likos with the minigun, just pushing out, getting 2. This is a very scary position to be in. With the third
very
as well.
Aggressive.
Yeah, Creep still has his ult as well here.
Yeah, I mean, Kino, this has to be a mastermind play from Axel, no? Like, if there's nothing else, that has to be it. I mean, Likos just gets 6.
He created the space. How does he do it?
And the 7! Like,
oh my god.
How is Likos allowed to do this? Dude, someone call the fire department. He just nuked the building. Like, what is he supposed to do? I mean, 8 minutes on the clock.
Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm on Valiant here, like, I don't know. I'm definitely feeling, I'm probably feeling that ping, and I'm getting pretty frustrated at this point. But I think it just goes to show how strong RR is. RR can put up a hell of a fight, still look pretty strong, not quite dominant like on this map, on the other team's ping. That's crazy. And then they go onto their home ping. They have better ping for themselves, and they just explode.
They're just locked in.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
We'll see Crybaby getting his, what is that? Is that his third ult?
Probably.
I believe that's his third before Sleeric even gets his
that might
second
be his
here.
7th at this point. He's just getting kills. I mean, I think their last hope here is they have a minigun on Deja pushed up on the AC. We'll see if they can do anything with it, but he's already weak.
It's
and
taken
yeah,
out.
Lycos is just having a game right now.
Looks like Cry's getting behind him here.
Yeah, I just think like they need to save some ults, and they just need to let like 2 or 3 rip at the same time. They need to do something, and they need to create a lot of pressure and a lot of space fast. If the cart gets around that corner, it's probably already GG.
Yeah, we'll see. Sleeric has his ult up here, but we'll see how he uses it. Last time, I think he got a 1K, and it was a little questionable ult usage.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he can make anything happen this time.
I mean, you can already see the desperation plays coming out of VT. It's a lot of slide peek in 1vx situations. Sometimes that can work, but like if I'm on VT, 7 minutes on the clock, those solo plays aren't gonna last for 7 minutes. I'm looking for them to create a more strong and consistent defense here. Oh, and Cry's just back.
Baby ult.
Yep, Clean getting the reses too. Cry gets another.
Gets 3, gets
Axel
4.
ulting off of that. Oh my, Cry!
Wow.
Oh my god! Dude, it's Crybaby Sunday. How does he do it? How does he do it? And RR getting 3, 4 more kills, just keeping the team wipe. I mean,
unfortunately, when team wipes like this happen, a lot of desperation comes out. You see a lot of solo ults. You see a lot of people making flanks, trying to do hero plays. Hopefully, they keep their determination and keep their mind straight.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, you can definitely just see the mental fortitude and the experience from the RR roster in comparison to VT at this point. Like, VT is just going kind of through their defaults, their more scrappy plays that they're probably used to doing in, like, public matches or maybe even ranked. But Rated R has been here before. They've been in situations like this that they've lost. They've been in situations like this where they've won. And they know to keep composure and to just keep on playing their game and they'll win. And so, I don't know. This is a very dominant half. I'm not sure what to expect from VT on that attack half, but they're getting the 3K. Okay.
It does look like there's 5 down.
Yeah, I mean, they could do something, right?
They still do have Orbit ult as well.
You're so right. You're actually so right.
Approaching Strix ult as well here.
I mean,
Exile coming up on his ult as well, though, for Kite.
I guess at that point, though, Flex, like, do you think that they're in a position that are they actually ult cycling correctly, that they're going to do that? Or do you think that they're going to kind of be more sporadic and just kind of use them on a whim? Because that's going to be, I think, the deal breaker, which stops this cart from going all the way or gives RR that win pretty soon.
I think if they can lock it in and coordinate those ults, they have a chance of stopping it here, but they're still doing a lot of desperation pushes, so I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I'm inclined to agree. I don't think that VT is going to have that ult cycling on points. I mean, they do got 3 coming up on 4 ults up at the moment, so it's definitely possible, but their composure definitely is not showing the picture. So we'll see. We'll see if they can do it. RR is just looking incredible this map, though. And
Cry's on his another ult as well on Crybaby Sunday.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
He just wins those. He just wins those. I mean, Cry entering with the ult. I think that's it. They waited too long to ult. They're gonna probably pop like 3 or 4 at the same time now. Kite ult gets popped, but it's refragged instantly. Orbit ult too late. And there you go.
Yeah, and you saw a lot of the times Lyric taking 1v1, 1v2 challenges with his ult up, not playing his life there.
Yeah, I just think overall, like, if they started getting that ult cycling up early before the push was up from RR, they definitely stood a chance. But unfortunately, they're playing way too reactionary. way too sporadic, and they definitely got punished for it. RR knows what they're doing, and I mean already, like Snipes gets punished so quick by RR.
You'll see Epsilon here asking for a wall, it looks like, to get up, which is why the interesting call of Goose on the sniper here is maybe not the best choice here. You know, Kite can use the recon ability to climb up that.
100%, and I mean, I'm definitely a little biased on this, but I feel like there's much better options, even like with this composition, than either the Kite or the Mongoose on that op role. Like putting it on a Malva, someone who's going to be not moving very much, like sticking on the point, can definitely get some value out of the op. And so it's a little strange making the call on like one of the more aggressive characters in the game, putting him on the more passive role. But I mean, if he's hitting his shots, it can definitely work. I mean, oh, 2 shots for Epsilon. I mean, maybe I'm mistaken. No, maybe the Mongoose op's the new meta. Getting his nades out there, getting utility value. Definitely can work. Snipes is in a really good position up top, though. That's the player I'm really looking for at this moment. I think he can definitely secure his team this point. Epsilon getting more picks. Very good
What is that,
push.
3 or 4 down now? Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely, this is some of the momentum they needed. If they were going to get this point at like a minute left on the clock, their confidence would not be up to win this whole thing. So they definitely needed to win this now.
Ooh, that's
I think
going to be a
Epsilon
very
gets
big
picked
pick.
hella early by Creep. Slurk getting the trade out though, 4v4 situation. Axel converting to a 4v3. Creep getting another. Yeah, RR just being
Deja taken out. Deja does have minigun for when he respawns, so we'll see if he can make some entry picks.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're looking at the
nowhere near
minigun on Likos, he's definitely outpacing the enemy Strix in terms of ult economy, so.
Looks like most of the other characters are pretty similar, though, in terms of charge.
For sure, for sure. I think if I'm Valiant in this situation, I just got to get rid of Creep. Creep's getting a lot of consistent value on this defense half. And he's just standing on the truck. Like, if you have a sniper on your team,
you have to call that, and you have to
gotta shoot
immediately.
him. Yeah, you gotta hit him.
Exile pushed up here with his kite ult, standing in a mall vault as well. Takes 2, takes 3.
How does he do
Can
it?
he get 4? There's a 4th in
Honestly,
tunnels
quite
here.
incredible.
Only
Exile
Axile
gets
would
4.
make a play like that.
Yep.
It's just. He's so handsome, so rich, and so humble. It's incredible.
Like
how
I said
he
at
can
the
make
start,
this stuff still happen.
it's that level of unpredictability that makes Axel so strong in games like these.
And you see Creep still on truck here. No one has contested him. Okay, and he finally gets taken out by Madness through tunnels.
Yeah, but I mean, if I had to put my money on it, Creep will be right back doing the same thing. And Slyric popped his orbital there.
Yeah,
BT
I was
has
saying
no
earlier,
orbitals going into this push.
Some questionable
That's
usage
going
from
to be-
Slyric for sure.
I mean, you can see here, Snipes has to pop Kite ult out of desperation to keep the space without that orbit for possible retake. And Cry
And
just
there we
punishes
go.
with his own ults, and I mean,
It's 2.
yeah, Valiant has the whole building side, but I don't think it even matters at this point. They got full main control, they're clearing out the building, Cry and Likos together. Cry's getting those kills. It's just unfortunate.
Likos has minigun now as well. I believe that's the only ult up.
Yeah. And I mean, both teams actually have a minigun here. This is definitely like swingable, but I mean, I think on that last half, Deja definitely didn't have the support from his Malva, from his smokes that he definitely needed to get a lot of value out of the minigun. So we'll see if he can pull that on the offense that at times can be more difficult.
Yeah, the thing I'm worried about Deja as well is maybe trying a desperation minigun with no cover.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Because if they don't get a good minigun here, that's probably GG already. Because if anyone in chat doesn't know how Escort works, if both teams fully push the cart, the team that has the most time remaining wins the set.
Yeah, but
And
we've only got 90 seconds left here for this point.
yeah, and Rated R had like 3, maybe 4 minutes left on the clock when they finished the whole map. That even though there may be 90 seconds left on the clock, they have to push now or they already lose.
Yeah, they cannot lose any more gunfights if they want any
And
chance of winning
I
this.
mean,
Especially with the, I think, 8-second respawn timer on client.
yeah, I mean, the RR with a 3K, at this point, I think it's already over.
Yeah, I think it's GG's at this point. You see maybe Deja with the Desperation minigun here soon.
Yeah, I
gets
think at
taken
this
out.
point, though, even if he gets the minigun out and let's say Rated R was to AFK for the rest of the game, they've already won. And like, that was just a really incredible performance from Rated R. It's really admirable what an intellectual such as Axel can bring to a team, the structure, the formation, the strategy that Axel can bring to this roster out of nowhere is just really insane. And
Yeah,
when your
we see,
players like Cry are popping off 68 kills on the board, 3.4 KD, Axel is 52, Lico's 51, a Creep 52, everyone's getting kills, Clean's getting the captures, keeping his team up, 11 revives, there's not really much you can do at that point.
And I think that's it because Deja's dead with gonna be 1 second left when he reses.
Everybody down.
Yeah, we saw him not cook his fire wave long enough over on left side. About 30 seconds left, killing himself, unfortunately. So,
Yeah, I mean, GG's to both teams. I just think RR came here better prepared. RR definitely has more experience, and I think going to that first map, it's really quite awesome to see them be able to beat Valiant on their own thing, and
Here
then
comes
go to
this
the NA
massive
ping
play.
and then just obliterate.
here comes Lycos' like almost double team wipe, I believe. What did he get? 7 or
Yeah.
8?
Yeah,
This was insane.
You see, they're just running in 1 by 1 here into the minigun.
Yep. And then at the end of that, where he runs behind that, he gets another pick as well.
Yeah, taking a look at
Indeed.
that scoreboard here, like Cheese was saying earlier, that KD is the difference is massive in terms of
yeah.
getting
Let's
value
just
out of your
say,
life.
like, I mean, from my professional dental opinion, that was like a root canal, and it's just like it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. But well played to Rated R. I think, I mean, if they're looking like this versus Never Twisted, I mean, Never Twisted's definitely the favored team for this entire tournament. But I think if there's any tournament that RR can pull the upset, this could be it. But they're going to have to work for it again. Our next match is going to be Never Twisted versus Gangcars. Gangcars being a newer team in general. A lot of them have been playing for a while, but they kind of have stuck to more like casual stuff until recently for the most part. And then on the flip side, we got Never Twisted, the favors for the whole tournament. Majority Finnish roster, the Finnish players on that roster have a lot of experience, have multiple tournament winnings, and are arguably the best players in the world, along with some other pickups from Twisted Ways, one of the best teams in NA. And they're definitely looking like the favorites here. So I think the next game is going to be a fun one to watch. We'll see if the people who... It's going to be another one of those stories. Does experience, does that legacy matter as much as people think it does?
One thing to note though is back in the Oasis days, it was always NS versus Twisted Ways. So we'll see if they can merge together here.
Yeah, we'll see if the playstyle works out for sure. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just really honored to see such a intelligent performance, a great game plan from Axile, and how he led his team to like I mean, he might just be the Einstein of Shatterline with gameplay like that.
I think he might be smarter even. I think
Yeah,
calling him the Einstein of
might,
Shatterline is an insult.
You might be right. You might be right. But I guess in the meantime, while we set up this next match, I'm gonna let's take a little caster break for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes while we set this back up. So we'll be back, chatters, for Never Twisted versus Gangcars.
Don't touch that mouse.
You're watching Bad Liz Stroke.
This is that once in a lifetime.
And we are back.
Yeah, sorry, I got a patient. He's got a cavity. 1 second.
The dentist office is still in business, folks.
Yeah, I mean, when we see like a match that is as sweet as that, I do not blame people for having a cavity, you know? It just gets in
Very
there.
true. Very true.
You know the vibes. You know the vibes. But, I mean, this matchup is going to be a pretty fun one to watch too, I hope. I haven't seen much of Game Cars, but definitely seen a lot of Never Twisted, a lot of people on that team.
Yeah.
A lot of great players.
The one thing about Never Twisted though is the NS lineup that dominated back in the day was they had a very strong support lineup: Bubble, Kana, and Remo.
You're so right.
None of those three players are here today.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if I can ever forgive Remo for how he broke my heart and went off with this Valorant girl instead of staying with me and my eggs. But
Yeah, crazy.
I mean,
but,
you cannot argue the value that he got on Pill. He's honestly
Yeah.
one of the greatest pills in the entire world
I
ever.
would say the
period.
greatest.
Yeah, I mean, he could be, dude. I mean, he was so egg, so like, you know how it
Extremely.
is. But I mean, even looking at like Kana and Bubble, like,
Ana probably the best kite player.
yeah, and I mean, Bubble the best Melva at that point
Indeed.
too.
I think
So
still would be if he comes back, but I don't believe he's playing at all.
yeah, I think I got some confidential information. I don't think they're coming back, but definitely I'm interested to see how these newer players like go into the lineup. I think players to look for on the side of NS, the main ones, Inertia,
Inertia, of course.
obviously, like everyone, I think everyone at this point understands that Inertia is one of the best, if not the best player in the entire game. But I mean, looking at Alu as well, which in game is the boxes, definitely the best sniper in the game, period.
Hands down.
Yeah. And so like those are the two players I'm gonna be looking for, but like that's not to any disrespect for the other players on that team. Griffix is incredible as well in that Mongoose role at being like that support fragger. We have Skill from Twisted Ways, who has been a very good kind of anchor in terms of getting a lot of value in that anchor role, getting those frags, getting those damage. And they have 6 people in VC, so I don't know who the last one is. If it's Neon, love Neon. Chill guy. Don't know who the other guy is. He's one of Energia and Finnish guy's friends. But we'll see. Either way, I'm excited for this match. On the other side of things, I think you have more experience with a lot of these players. If you want to speak to them, Flex, on the gang cars.
Yeah, so initially, well, what's going on right now while we're waiting is apparently Puck is crashing upon loading in every time. But putting the technical difficulties aside, Chosen, he started off with free agents, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was on free agents back in the day.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and then moved to Eminent Bravo. Played with him a little bit. He kind of moved around roles, so I'm not sure who's playing what in terms of characters, but he's definitely a very strong flex player. Can play pretty much any character. Pac, obviously, I think he's going to be on Goose. A very strong player, very strong fragger. Does get can get a little carried away, pushing up too far every once in a while, but we'll see how that works out for him. Reaver, you know, cheese. If you want to speak on him.
I mean, Reaver, dude, like Reaver is so cool. Like he's just a very good orbit. He was on a team that I put together. Either some people called it Resurgence. I mean, in my heart, for our meowing cats, they were the purring kittens, and it was a team I coached. And I think Reaver it did an exceptional job on that team at being that frontliner, being the guy takes the aggro, who gets the kills. Good orbitals, very good impact on the player. Nothing bad to say about Reaver. Love the guy. And I definitely think outside of that, Derek has been playing the game for a long time. I've seen him in pubs ever since or maybe like a month after I started playing last September. And other than that, I think this whole league is his first time taking a step into the more competitive side of this game. I know that he had a team, but then they didn't end up playing in the original Oasis stuff. And so excited to see that. And then Tiger is a friend of yours, if I remember correctly, that you brought into this game. He's been looking pretty good as, I guess, an up-and-coming rookie in the
Yeah, I know he
Shatterline.
likes playing Goose, but I don't think Pac's going to let him have it, so we'll see who he ends up playing here. Because you got 3 Trooper players here, Pac, Reaver, and Tiger, so we'll see who gets booted off.
Yeah, we'll see. I definitely I mean, just looking at the team, you definitely have a very frag-heavy lineup for both rosters here. And so I think when compared to I mean, if we're going back to what you were saying earlier about the original NS roster, part of the reason why that team was so good is that
they didn't
both
die
had
because Bubble.
Well, I mean, yeah, they didn't die because Bubble, but everyone did their job in a sense. And so even though everyone individually very good player, very talented in terms of aim and just getting kills and stuff, they had people that were look, I can aim, I can get all the kills if I want, but we have Inertia, we have Griffix, we have Kana, we're just gonna play the support. And so being in those situations and being able to take the bullet and just be hey, I'm gonna be the support lineup, I'm gonna be the backbone of this team, I'm gonna make sure we win, is something that I think that we might be lacking on both of these teams here
Yeah.
for a true support lineup like we
They're
have
lacking
seen
the
in the.
katana mentality, I think.
Of course, dude. Of course. There's no Axile, dude. No Axile.
So true.
I mean, if this was Never R with Axel, it's unlosable.
Indeed.
Literally unlosable. But unfortunately, there's no Axel. So I mean,
Unfortunately.
yeah, I mean it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And it looks like Pac's gonna be re-downloading the game here, so we'll be sitting tight for a minute while that works
Okay.
out.
Do we have any player bios for either of these
I
teams?
don't believe so. I believe Rated R is the only one up, and it might just be Crybaby and Exile.
Hmm. Well, well, as we I guess as we wait for this reinstall of the game, chatters, who's your favorite to win this game? Who are we thinking? Can we Zader, can you cast a poll in the chat or a not a poll,
I
a
think we can do an
wait,
external
no, you don't have
poll,
channel
'cause
points
we're-
on.
Yeah, we can do an
Oh,
external
Zader.
poll, I think, if Zader is
Oh, you could have done Gamba. I guess you could do a poll.
Big
too.
fan of Gamba.
You could do a poll, I think. Polls?
It looks like there's 5 people in on March now.
Oh, maybe then?
It looks like Gankars might be in.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, and
yeah, it looks
and
like
Never Twisted joining up now as well.
indeed.
So it looks like Neon will be the one sitting out here.
Alrighty.
I'm very interested on which characters each team will be playing here.
I think they're both going to be running the pretty like standard composition that we're kind of used to at this point.
I meant like specific players on which character.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so Tiger Quan taking Kite here. So he is the one that's not going to be playing the Trooper. Reaver on Orbit, Pac on Goose, of course. Oracle on Strix, and then I believe that's Derek is Panda, right?
I believe
Malva?
so. I believe
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Skill on Strix, like you said, he's going to be the backbone. Is that Lael? Is that how you pronounce that?
Uh,
I have no
probably.
clue.
Maybe.
Anyway, they're playing Malva. Alu going to be on Kite. Definitely going to see the
Yeah, we're
sniper
gonna see
here.
the up. We're gonna see the up. We're gonna see the XM40 out of Alu. Just that's
And
what he does. That's what
It's
he does.
gonna happen.
Nope.
Energy, of course, on Orbit. Probably the strongest frag character in the game, so you want to put strongest fragger on him. So of course it's Energia. Griffix on Goose, probably going to be playing that front line heavily as well.
Yeah, I think like if I'm Gankars in this situation, like the simple answer to beating Never Twisted, which obviously it's never this simple, but you gotta take out Inertia before he kills 3 or 4 of your team, and then you also gotta not get opt at the same time. That combination between Inertia and Alu is super dangerous because it's super hard to get into a situation where you can both kill Inertia, like, confidently, and not get opt by Alu at the same time,
Yep.
and avoid skill, and avoid Griffix, and avoid Leo. Like, it's a very difficult situation. Looks like Never Twist is on the defense. Got Gankars on the attack.
Tiger gonna try and counter up here. We'll see how that works out against Alu. Alu hitting him already.
I mean, I'm already like, I mean, you can definitely tell that there's some brain power coming out here. Like, suppress them 5 out match 1. You know that there's some intellect spewing through the screens.
Indeed.
And I'm not sure if people saw this, but Alu already out sniping Tiger instantly. I mean,
And
even just
again,
looking at like,
Lord.
it's just Alu, and something to pay attention to from Alu versus other snipers is look how many headshots he gets when he doesn't
Indeed.
need to. He doesn't
Yep.
need to get any of these headshots. The op is a one-shot body. He does not care.
I'm too good for this.
It's just programmed into his mouse movements.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if I'm Tiger in this situation, like, I feel like I swap off the op and just, like,
Yeah.
go straight to being aggressive. Which,
I
I mean,
think
to be fair, that's 4 down. I think Alu's the last standing here. They did manage to take him out. Alu goes down. That's a 5-man wipe.
They're already respawning though, so We'll see if they can get much out of here.
Yeah, it is important to note that this is on NA servers. So this would be the situation where NS is not necessarily in the favorable situation, but that's no disrespect. And Reaver with the double kill. Oh my god.
Interesting ult.
Genkar's
seems to be
actually doing
working out, though.
incredibly good.
Gets 4. 5 down right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oracle pushing them
Very
out.
good.
I think applying this pressure is really good. I'm
It
looking.
looks like Energy is gonna have his ult there.
Yeah. Alu once again taking out Tiger. It looks like for this map already. Like look at the scoreboard. Reaver with 15 kills. No one's even close on either team. Alu like trying to keep his team alive, but Reaver, oh my god. Dude, give me that elixir. Let me drink some of that.
Hostile smoke inbound.
I know.
What you'll
when-
notice here though is Alu with double the kills, or Griffix I guess has 6 now, but he has more kills than anyone else on his team as the op, which means that their troopers aren't getting much value pushing up here.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I mean, and that's even further like exemplified by just Reaver. Reaver's
Indeed.
winning those duels every time. It looks like. What are you supposed to do? Like, Energia is switching off of his rifles to an SMG for that reason, I think. And let's see if Energia can turn it around.
We'll see, we'll see.
I know when on my time playing with NS, when me and Lunars were playing for that team, March was not their favorite map to play. They believed that it was their weakest. This was with the old roster, of course, so not quite exactly the same. And so this could be a situation where Genkar's decided to counterpick March, or they wanted to bring it here, or just that NS wanted to try to beat them on one of their lower maps. Who knows? But I do think it's definitely there's some gaps that are showing. Tiger manages to take out Alu with the op. Very well done. The ults are coming out at the same time from Gengar, which is what I was telling him to do with Valiant.
Yeah.
We had Energia pop his orbit ults. He didn't manage to get anyone, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely not what I was expecting going into this match at all. But, I mean, for the content, I am pleasantly surprised.
You know what I've been seeing here? I've been watching Never Twisted's Malvin. I'm not seeing a lot of med pack usage. He has 2 up, and haven't seen them been used a lot. Seeing a lot of self heals as well. So I think definitely that support lineup we were talking about earlier is coming into play here.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I think I've talked to Pin, who used to play on the Never Twisted or Never Sun roster as well. And in those situations, like, I mean, when Bubble stopped playing and Pin, Griffix, and Energia, that core were still around, Pin was like, it feels so weird playing the game because you have to play so much slower without Bubble keeping you constantly up. And I think we're starting to see them bleed a little bit, which, I mean, this is a team that has really good mental, has really good endurance, and so they can definitely still win this. But this is definitely uncharacteristic from what we're used to seeing from this team. And so I think this series could be really big. It could be a situation where this is the NA server, we go back on EU servers.
Tiger taking 2 with op.
But we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
gets taken down
Tiger's
by
getting that
Energia,
value.
though.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he should stay on that. Stop keeping the pressure.
I think as long as he takes an angle that Alu isn't taking, I think he can get value. But as soon as he tries to counter off Alu, he loses all the value, I think, here.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, for sure. I mean, Alu getting, even in the CQC, double C4, skill popping that minigun. That's 4 dead for Genkars. That 5th is probably close behind, if not trying to play their lives. And yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, there he goes.
That is actually a huge stagger. If I'm there, right, if I'm Tiger, I want to die as fast as possible so I respawn with my teammates. I mean, Oracle getting staggered here too. This is not looking good with only a minute on the clock. An incredible first point, but it looks like NS is regaining their strength that they're kind of known for. Skill getting a great nade.
Alu
clearing
taken
that
out
right
before
side.
he can get any value out of his kite ult as well here.
True. But I
And
think
Tiger
the
popping
frags are
his.
pretty even. I mean, unless Tiger
Tiger.
20 HP, he might be able to do this.
He's got Strix
Alu
there.
getting
and he
taken out
does it.
too, and they get it.
Incredible.
Wow. I mean, if I'm watching the VOD back and I'm on NS, I'm like looking at Tiger 20 HP and I'm just like, why didn't I pull out my pistol? Why didn't I just spray him? You know? Just
Yeah, and
a
you see
little
something
bit
interesting
earlier.
here is NS or Never Twisted, I suppose, still trying to push cart after it's been captured, not trying to fall back and regroup. I think that could hurt them here. They're gonna get a lot of distance here on this hill.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're going back to the scoreboard, I mean, it's looking pretty even for the most part, but just like, look at the captures on the side of Genkars, and I mean, obviously, right, the attacking side is going to have more captures, but think about it in the sense of, look how little NS has decided to contest the cart this game. That's how much distance they're getting for free, essentially. And Reaver's just, oh my god,
Reaver
ulting getting 3
none
kills.
with the ult, but gets 3, so I think that's an okay trade there.
I mean, he's taking the space. That's all that really matters. He gets another 2. It just this is a very good showcase for what Genkars can do, I think.
Reaver definitely shown why he has the most experience on the Genkars roster.
Sure, for sure, for sure.
And there's you pushed up here, see if you can make anything happen. Malvadron's gonna chase him though.
Yeah, unfortunately, Energy's just out there on his own. He doesn't really have too much support there. Let's see what the NS roster is trying to do to recuperate. I want to see where Alu is. It looks like Alu is playing like a pretty safe angle, holding left, making sure to take out that Malva. That's a really big pick, and he gets Tiger. If he can get a 3rd here, they've won the fight, guaranteed.
Oh, very
Missing a
close.
little bit. Nerja gets a trade out up top, but they don't secure that space because he gets traded out. Oracle's still up there. Still getting some kills, though. I think they can stagger this. I like that they're trying to contest the point more. Lil is on there, which is really good. But it might be too little too late.
Yeah,
This is definitely way further than most teams get in March, for sure.
Indeed. You'll see though, Alu holding onto that kite mine, especially this choke point, kite mine, orbital. Those 2 are really big for trying to clear the cart because it's a really tight choke.
Yeah, I mean, he just has the confidence to still be on the op and just go for the C4 anyway. He knows that he's gonna hit the shot if he needs to. I mean, still getting the kills too. Energia getting a 3rd. They're up by 2 right now. Minute on the clock. If any
And you see
more...
here, Energia has to run back to his Malva to get heals.
True, but I mean, at this point, right, like, Genkars kind of needs to just wait and reset. Like, they're taking these fights like 3v5, 4v5, 3v4, whatever, right? They're down numbers constantly. And so, they just need to slow it down a little bit.
Energia with the ult, he gets 3.
Yeah, and I mean, Energia skill going in, getting kills. That's what they get for not fully resetting and getting that full 5v5. Double ults coming out. Still getting even more. This could be it with the minigun down in spawn. 20 seconds on the clock. Skill with more. Reaver coming in with the orbit ult though.
And he gets taken out immediately by Alu.
And Alu I think closes the deal. On
and
this
that's where
attack
Alu hitting
Rebound.
headshots all the time comes into play because you can take out orbit, I believe, with a headshot.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
Changing the gun.
And I mean, even just looking at the difference, both Tiger and Alu are both on the operator. You're looking at Alu's 11 headshots versus Tiger's 3 headshots.
Yep.
Wild sniping's crazy.
We'll see Alu set up on the tank here.
Yeah, and I think...
Immediately taking out Tiger. And Puck.
Oh my. Okay, there's 3 picks down.
Oh, there goes the
There's
Alu
5.
moments.
There's a team wipe right there.
Yeah. And this is the aggression that NS is known for. They just kind of fly at you and kind of overwhelm you for the most part. They don't give you the time to think.
And Alu taking a nasty angle here.
Yeah, the only person they've been able to take out is Skill, but now they take out Energia. They have taken that high ground control, but it looks like Griffix is already on his way to retake that. Put some damage up. It looks like they're struggling a little bit without a pill to clear that out, and Oracle manages to keep that. Gets 2 kills, Tiger getting the 3rd. They have regained, and as you can see, Genkars is contesting the payload, which is something that Never Twisted didn't really do on that defense half. So right now we see that they're kind of leaning towards a defense and freight side, which is something that we don't generally see from teams, as like that high ground position is like really important. But I mean, for the most part, it's working. The payload isn't even past crates. Energy is getting into high ground all the time, but he's getting traded out pretty frequently.
He might have control here now. He's sitting in office. He hears someone on the other side. And
Well,
he gets
I mean,
three pushed.
This is what's been happening. Fortunately, they got 3 swinging out, but skill can die at any moment for the most part. He's gonna try to get the res here, but or not. Yeah, Alu goes down. Derek.
Energy down again. Tiger off the op here, switches to fire spray.
Yeah, I really actually like that call. I think playing like super scrappy and just staying on points just eliminates a lot of the potential value that Alu can have here. And I think Alu is definitely, at least on that defense half, was performing the best out of that team.
Yeah, you see Alu pushing up with his pistol here now because of that. Maybe use a kite mine here.
I mean, Alu is the only one alive. He does get put down. I think like the Malva ult's out, the kite walls are going up, reses are going through. Orbital does go through, gets 2, skilled the minigun.
He's got a Malva ult on point as
winnable.
well.
That's 5 dead. That is the
point.
point.
Yeah.
This is getting interesting now.
Skill with 2 more.
We're definitely seeing a different side to Never Twisted from the first half of the first round on the other side. It's looking like they're getting more comfortable with playing with each other. This is a new backbone for the roster.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's also important to remember, right? 4 out of 5 players on this Never Twisted roster are from Europe, and we're playing on NA servers right now. So like, if they can manage to pull this out, I think they're going to be very favored for that next map. And where is Alu shooting?
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't even know where he is.
I've never seen that
Oh,
before.
I know where he is. This is an old spot, but
is that on
they
bridge?
do not.
Yeah, that's on bridge.
This is crazy.
Oh. I don't know if there's going to be much they can do. Tiger can't really pull out the sniper to shoot this. It's a very hard angle to see.
you cannot counter that. That is crazy.
Yeah. And he's going for the other one. Oh, this is just too dirty. He's looking for Tiger. Fortunately, doesn't get him.
That's the EU knowledge coming into play. You know, as long as the game's been here, it's been EU knowledge versus NA.
This is the difference of experience with these two teams.
And I definitely like how Never Twisted is like focusing on getting this window control first before pushing out main, before pushing out pipe. Like if you don't have a window, there's not really much you can do off that.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they get cleared out, and off of that, it looks like a Genkar's probably wins this fight here. We'll see if that's completely true, but I mean, there's only one left on Never Twisted. He's super far in on the left. I believe he got shut down. I know Griffix is still alive back there. I mean, Griffix is probably their win condition here. To keep this space and to like make them push him out so the team can push through main is how they like continue this push. Looks like he's fighting Tiger and looking and not so clean, and yeah, they double shell him out. Good plays from Genkars.
You see Reaver with the knife.
Oh, no, not just the knife. He gets the TP through inertia, the knife. Goddess kill on skill. He's using his entire kit.
Yeah, and you see, I think 4 ults on the part of Never Twisted are up.
Yeah, and I mean,
and
as we're talking about it, there's the from inertia, and 3 down for them. Unfortunately, it looks like his team is like far behind.
Point, though. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, the space isn't going to be held here. I don't think. Tiger is still alive in pipes, I believe, and it's not looking good. Inertia's refrag. That's 2 down on Never Twisted. That's 3 down. Alu manages to get a kill, but I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, I don't think.
Alu has to get like. Oh, Andy gets shut down out of the ult. A minute left on the clock.
Yeah, and you see points already pretty much back to where it was before Energy ulted, so he got basically no value out of that.
And I mean that's completely true too. But look at the Strixes. Oracle has his minigun. Skill might not even get his before the game ends. Skill goes down now. He could be out. This minigun, I think, is the game changer. I think
Yeah,
like
I don't
mean,
think he gets it.
yeah, I don't think he gets it either. The Malva ult in window, Oracle shooting out that C4, making sure to deny that value. NS gets 2 kills, but I just don't think it's enough. 3 maybe, but like worst case scenario, like Oracle dies here, he respawns, he miniguns. Like what are they gonna do against that? We go
Maybe he
look
gets it
back
here
at
at the end,
skill.
99%.
Oh, he could
Yeah.
get it. He could get it.
He gets it. With
He
8
gets it.
seconds left. He
Okay,
pops
this
it
is
on
definitely
platform.
winnable, but this is going
He
to be
needs to
tough.
stay
He
alive.
gets knocked
Ooh,
And
out.
he's dead.
Unlucky.
That's it. I
barrel.
think that's game.
Unlucky.
That is incredible. This tournament just got a whole lot spicier.
And Genkar's taking the first map.
I believe next will be Barracuda.
I'm sure Reaver is feeling really good about his performance that game.
Very true.
Like, if I'm Reaver in this situation, like, all of his hard work has paid off. I know he's been playing in those pugs a lot, and he's been cooking. Like, on the side of NS, I think a lot of the NS people have been taking a break from the game, haven't been taking things as seriously. And I think without that support lineup and their lack of practice, I think it's definitely showing, like, Genkars is here to play. They want to win. They're not playing for second place, they're playing for first. And I think if Never Twisted doesn't get their game together, right, next game we're going to EU, but the last game we're going back to NA. And I mean, it's entirely possible that Genkars can win on EU. But even, like, let's say they lose, will NS be able to take that NA game off of them? We don't know. Like, after that performance, like, we'll see.
And what we're seeing here on the scoreboard is the Malvas, Leal with 180 or so. Panda had nearly double that at 300 in terms of captures. So they're definitely playing their objective way more.
Yeah, indeed. Like I was saying mid-match, like the difference in defense styles with regard to the objective is just so clear. On the defense half, like we saw Never Twisted not really standing on the points and not contesting. Whereas basically the entire time you look at Genkar's, their Malva's always on the point. Even Tiger's on the point. Even like Reaver's, like everyone's on the point contesting it, making sure there's no progress being made. And because of that, like they just deny so much time for free seemingly. Like they don't have to be winning fights, they just have to be staying alive. And so in those same situations on the Genkar's attack, Genkar is like, they might not even be winning the gunfights versus Neversun. Like, you look at the KD, you look at the kills, Neversun has more kills, higher KDs, but they're pushing the carts. Kills don't matter. The cart is what determines the match. And I don't know. I think that was an incredible job from Genkars, and I'm very impressed, like, their objective work that game. And, like, I mean, Alu putting in an incredible performance on Never Twisted. Don't get me wrong. Like, those snipes were crazy on that defense half, but it just wasn't enough. And I think that they're going to be, they're probably, Never Twisted is definitely upset about that loss because, I mean, they just have such a good core and such a successful core that it's just, I'm sure they're just definitely more upset about, like, it's not something that they think they would lose. But then again, like I was saying at the beginning of the match, March is one of their worst maps, if not their worst, or at least to my knowledge. And so this could completely turn around with Barracuda. This is a map that not only is it long range favored on EU, they got Neon in instead of skill this time. This could definitely be a completely different story, and if they can carry this momentum into map 3, things are definitely possible.
So Neon's actually going to be playing Malva here. Leal going to be on Strix. And I wonder if that's anything to do with how Skill handled the end. I don't know if that was a tactical call where they were going to do that from the start, or if they swapped out last second.
I would assume it's a tactical call where they wanted to, like, basically, if you're thinking about it this way, right? You go into the NA servers, you have an NA player, So that way you still get like you have someone who can like shoot back and feels completely normal on that NA ping. But on the flip side, you have Neon on the EU, and so you basically have a little bit of the best of both worlds, where sometimes people can play on the EU, have be fine, then you have people on NA. And I think it makes sense for like a mixed region roster, especially with how regions are handled in this game for sure.
True.
But I mean, already, like, I think this is going to be a situation where Genkar's like aggressive and more scrappy playstyle is going to be punished way more when they can't win as many gunfights because of ping. You can already see like Nergia, Lille, they're taking that high ground. They have so much space, and like, I don't know. I mean, I think even despite last map's performance, I think essentially what they're saying in NS is like, lock in, guys. Like, we shouldn't have lost that, but just lock in. We know we're not the greatest at the map. Go next. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we've seen them lock in like that before with the
100%.
Oasis. You know, the 7 a.m. final.
yeah. This team has been able to beat people at like 7 a.m. their time. They had to play all night.
Sleep deficit.
Might have been 5 a.m. actually. Might have been even worse.
Well, I mean, either way, it was very early, and they definitely have the composure to do this. And I think, even though it's NA for the last map, we're going to end, or I guess Never Twisted, Escape, which I think is like, Escape is like their map for the most part.
Yeah. Someone that's been in the game the longest. They've been playing since the start. They know that map inside and out.
Of course. I mean, already getting that push, and even though on a map like this where the card is a little bit more narrow and there's more space, that play style and strategy of trying to contest the objective on defense just does not quite work as well. Because like there's just so many more angles for you to die from, and Alu's in a great position here to start getting some frags. We'll see if he can get this guy below him. C4 might be good for that. Fortunately, no, but Reaver taken out already. Yeah.
And they missed the smoke. He's still got a sight. Oh, but he gets taken out by the frag there.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, like, it's so early in the point that it doesn't really matter too much. Pac does get a good couple kills, but he overextends, he overheats. Doesn't play his life there, and he gives up that space for Never Twisted.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about at the start. He's got a tendency to do that.
I mean, yeah, it happens a lot. I mean, Inertia is definitely known for... Oh! And Tiger snipes Inertia in the head out of orbital.
That was massive.
Big.
That is very big, but I think at the same time, if we look at Reaver's ult charge, Reaver doesn't even have his yet. Coming up on it, sure, but Inertia can start to work on the second ult before Reaver gets the opportunity to pop his, and we're still looking pretty even, I think.
Yeah, Reaver just getting his now.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're looking back at Inertia, if he can get like a good couple kills here in this life, he'll probably be back at 30, 40, even 50%.
Moving to that spot.
It looks like Never Twisted is opting for more for like a main push. Reaver going for a very early ult. It does manage to pull them 3 kills, and the same strategy I was talking about contesting the objective over and over again. Look how far Genkar's is pushed up.
They've got Strix wall set up there as well, pushing the card all the way around that corner.
Yeah, but I mean, Inertia just showing the holes in the strategy. When there's so much space and so much area like on these main paths, as opposed to something like March, when you have these aimers like Inertia and Alu, there's so much more, like, even if it's just like your leg or your arm sticking out, they will kill you off of that.
Yep.
And Inertia gets 2 kills despite them both being in a Malvolt. I am interested to see here if Never Twisted does go for a play going through that building side of the map. We saw Rated R do that really effectively. And, I mean, it looks like, I think that's Inertia? No, that's Griffix. Win in. He does die for that, unfortunately. It's back to a 3v3. But I think that's going to be their win condition to break this choke.
Yep, currently waiting to group up for everybody to come back from spawn, and they're going to try again.
Oh, Tiger getting rid of Alu. That is a huge pick. Well done by him.
He gets rezzed immediately by Neon, though.
That's true, but, oh, Lille has a pin grenade, unfortunately. And What is this? Derek is in their spawn because they completely ignored the building side of the map. Energia like refrags him out, but at this point, he's the only one on point.
Yeah. Their team's coming up now, but Oracle's got his Strix hold up.
I mean, it might be soon enough just because the cart is gonna block that line of sight, but that is way too close for comfort. The Oracle gets Neon, and Alu goes down to Derek. Energia goes down
Derek
to Derek.
gets another.
Griffix
Yeah.
goes down to Oracle. What is happening?
Wow.
That's a full team wipe from Genkars on Never Twisted. This is 100% holdable at this point.
Back-to-back flanks.
Yeah, I mean, look at the ults. Energia used his orbital that fight. He doesn't have it for this last minute. Oracle getting another 3. Like, we look at Genkar's side. Oracle's already halfway to another minigun. We have Tiger coming up on his kite ult. Reaver on his orbit ult. And I believe, yeah, we have
Alu
Malvo
has
coming up
his.
too. Like, I'm
Alu
pretty
using
sure
his
the
now.
whole team is coming up on it.
Alu's getting 2. There's a nade next to him. Will he die to it? No. Gets 3. They might get point here from Alu's ult.
They might. That was an incredible ult.
They
Pack
do.
throws a nade, but it's just a little bit too late.
Yeah.
Alu gets taken out by the drone, but it doesn't matter. They pushed cart.
Yeah. Well played by them, but I'm definitely like, that's definitely one of those moments where if I'm on that team, that does not feel like we earned at that point for sure. It felt
Yeah,
way
someone
too
definitely
close for
should have been
comfort.
watching the left side.
For sure.
On both occasions. For the first one when they went all the way behind, and then the second time from the side.
You can definitely see why Rated R like really likes this map, because like the way they played that last series, the way that they control that building side on that P2 push is just really strong, and I really like how their defense hold is as well, versus this series. Tiger getting a kill, Alu getting 2 though, Griffix with the 3rd. Both Reaver and Oracle are kind of like grouped up here. That's 4 dead. Do they know he's there? Yeah, so Oracle's just gonna go down. Energia has his ult again, so he should be able to push up, take some space.
Need to regroup. Can't have
Yeah.
solo pushes right now.
But like I was saying before, this is the style of Genkars. They just fly in and do not give a crap. Like, they're just fighting and fighting and fighting. They don't care if they're staggering. They don't care if it's all 5. They're gonna get on the point. Maybe they'll die, but they'll sure as hell contest.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this is definitely not the results I was expecting to see on Europe again. Like, this seems very similar to that last series in terms of how the individual performances are coming across. So just really well done by Genkars, playing at this disadvantage and still managing to get some heat in there. But Never Twisted, flipping it again. 3 more kills going their way. But it seems like every team that's retaking just wins. Retake, you can't lose on retake apparently.
And Reaver,
Oh, lucky.
Yale.
I think that might be it. A very unfortunate ult from Reaver, and Energia just takes it out instantly.
Yeah, unfortunately the smoke covered the area where he wanted to ult. Couldn't properly see.
Well played by Energia. Energia, if you look at the scoreboard, is definitely keeping his team in this, almost at 40 kills, where the rest of his team is closer to 20. Definitely really good.
One thing I am noticing as well is I haven't seen Neon heal himself once. There was a time he was literally at 5 HP, had a medkit up, didn't use it. He's saving those medkits for his team. He's keeping Energy up. He's keeping Griffix up. And I think that's a big difference here compared to
that's
the Malvo last match.
That's definitely what separates the greater Malvas from the lesser ones. That selfless gameplay.
You see there, Energy would have been dead if not for Neon.
Yeah, 100%. And I think at this point, it's all going to come down to, or at least for this first long angle, it's going to come down to the sniper duel. If somehow Tiger's teammates can keep him alive and keep the pressure off of him, and he can like go for picks on Alu, I think that's going to be what keeps them at this choke. But Alu isn't having any of it. He has a sniper and he's playing the close angle instead of the long one.
Tiger getting 2 with his C4 there, but gets taken out
but
by Alu
Alu's up already. He's never going to expect Alu to be pushed up so far. It's just how it is. And Reaver trying to make things trying to turn things around. Derek getting killed for it too, and Pac, that's 3 dead. Tiger and Oracle really need to live here. Oracle getting a kill is huge, but he is trying to take the fight rather than waiting for teammates. He does get another though. He does get another. I think we're in a 2v2 situation.
It's fairly even right now.
Yeah, it looks
Reaver
like
gets taken
Reaver
out.
might have clutched it up for his team though. Getting those 2 kills, they should be able to refrag the Strix, I believe.
Oracle does have his minigun though.
But
And
it
there's
is
your with
honestly, this is definitely, this is Shatterline. This is a John Shatterline was looking for this type of Shatterline matches. Neck and neck, going back and forth. This is what we're here to watch.
Inertia takes down 2.
That was actually 4.
dead as
Inertia with 4. Leal getting the 5th. That's a full team wipe. We have Alu ults. If Alu can pop this soon, those tracers in the spawn, I think they're looking really good.
Yeah. And you see Orbital on point now, but Inertia counter ults taking him out.
Oracle's still up with the minigun.
Yeah,
But he does get
gets
taken
taken
out
out.
with a double
Griffix.
swing.
You see Inertia
Griffix
still
getting
at full
another.
health now.
Oh,
I think this is it for this this point.
Left side smokes.
yeah, well
Yeah.
played.
Yep.
We'll see if you got enough points to win.
Very well
Definitely
done
not a
from Gamecocks.
surprise that NS was able, or Never Twisted, my apologies. Never Twisted was able to bring it this far. But at the same time, that looked so close at multiple different times during that match. And I'm very interested to see how this attack half goes, because this first choke can be a very tough one. And while defense can definitely be doable on higher ping, when you have to take those fights and you have to push forward, that high ping can come to bite you. It really can. And so I'm very interested to see how this Genkar's attack looks like.
You see Alu out sniping Tiger there. He's got the heady on concrete with his kite wall. Tiger not using the natural heady on Heaven, actually setting up his own wall, which is an interesting choice.
Oh,
Leal doing a pin grenade. Unlucky. And Inertia going down. It looks like, I mean, Reaver's already in
That-
heaven.
yeah,
Like-
that does allow Reaver to get that high ground control.
Like, I'm not sure if it's the communication, if it's just that Reaver's just W keying, but it seems like Reaver's just always in the right place at the right time. His timing is just incredible. Like, I believe he's still alive up there. No, he's
Lunar's
still,
timing.
It might be, dude. He's in hell right now. This should push far enough. Unless he gets swung out, Inertia's back. I think if Genkar's just flies onto the point, they can't contest this.
It's just it's just
They
Alu
got it.
there.
Keep moving.
And keep in mind, I believe this is a minute faster than Never Twisted.
Believe so. See
So
Griffix
Griffix is
holding
trying to-
tunnel.
Yeah, and I mean, I respect it. Like, with that M5 suppressor, 2 shots to the head, 3 shots to the body, playing like a super
It's taken out by
Wow.
Tiger.
Oh, wow. That was crazy.
Yo, Frag Labs, I've been telling you to nerf ops for years. Is this enough, bro? Is this enough?
Surely.
It's so silly. But, I mean, incredible shot from Tiger. He just knew. Tiger getting another on Alu, too. Getting traded out by Neon, unfortunately, but, like, he's got the value. They should have the space off that.
Yeah, Reaver here with his ult, Inertia only at 80% or so.
I mean, if you look on the right side towards building, you can see what NS is like, or Never Twisted is trying to do with this hold. They're trying to not keep as many people on that right side and set up a hold with the box and the Strix wall. It looks like there's a little hole in it though, so they do have to keep an eye on it. But I like how they're trying to just completely shift their focus towards main, similarly to how
And
Gamecocks
Inertia gets
does.
counter ulted.
Oh no.
He got one, but Reaver now in his ult.
Well, I mean, Tiger is in
Yeah.
his ult too. There's multiple ults coming out. I mean, Tiger does get refragged, but like the space has been taken. Pac popping his ult too. It's definitely really unfortunate for that refrag on the orbit ult, but look at the ult economy. Like, what does Genkar's have at this point other than the Strix minigun? Nothing. Like, sure, that orbit ult was a big loss, don't get me wrong, but the NS ult economy is looking way better. However, I say that and Reaver just gets 4. He just kills 4 for free. It's just Reaver things.
And Oracle's still going.
Yeah, Oracle kills out Alu.
finally gets
Griffix
taken out by
comes back,
Griffix.
but I believe Reaver can do this.
He's got Puck there, so Puck gets taken out by Neon. Never mind.
Yeah, I think we're the win condition for Genkar's here.
Has to be the minigun.
I mean, it's the minigun, but like,
I mean, you see Reaver already at 80% of his next ult.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's the minigun, but it's also just Reaver. Like, Reaver is the win
Yeah, he's
condition in
just
a lot of these
insane.
fights. Like, think about the fights that they win and how many of those kills are attributed to Reaver. On that defense half, it was kind of the same, but with Derek. But here on the attack, Reaver
gets
is
another.
just making things. Like, he's just making shit happen.
He 3v1s and manages to trade out.
Which is great. I mean, Alu's starting to heat up again on this defense half, so that's really good to hear for the Never Twisted side of things. It's definitely what they need. But Tiger in an angle he's not expecting. He's getting that snipe. I mean, he's got to get
Reaver has
res
another
for it,
ult.
but they take 2 out of the fight for just a little bit, which could be enough time to get a push off. Griffix popping the ult, Neon Energia getting the frags. That's a full team wipe. Very well done.
Mhm.
Do they take the space, though? Does not look like they're going to take the space. They're just kind of trying to spam out utility.
Between the eyes.
Strengthen their hold on that building area. They have 4 people looking towards it right now.
That spot.
And overall, I mean, I think they're trying to set up a trap play. So I think they got the read of how aggressive that Genkar's is playing. And so they're just going to hide in a corner, wait for them to come in, and then 4v1 or 4v2 or 4v3, whoever flies in, instead of like trying to peek them, which hasn't been working for most of the series. Griffix managed to take out Derek. Unfortunately, gets refragged. Oracle takes out Lil. Oracle activates the ult.
The
That's
whole right
a
side
minigun
wiped
out.
out.
I mean, Tiger
You
getting
might
a
see Energia trying to ult here.
I mean, maybe, but the minigun getting through is going to be really hard. Comms issue. Yeah, I mean, Energia's
gets
the
no
only
one.
one. Yeah,
Oracle
that's
gets
what I'm
3 with
saying.
the minigun.
I mean, Malva ult, that should be... But the C4,
Oh, wait.
Alu's the hero of Never Twisted at this moment in time.
I think Alu has by far been their best player today.
Yeah, I mean, Alu has just been keeping them alive in situations that they've had no right to be alive.
Exactly.
And I mean, everyone's back, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, like obviously Energia is slaying out, but I still think Alu's just had way more value.
Yeah, no, I think that's completely fair because there's definitely an argument to be had of what a lot of people like to call are empty kills, where you get a lot of kills, you're getting a lot of damage out, but it's not where it needs to be. Like, you're getting kills in fights that you're already losing, you're getting those exit frags, and not that they mean completely nothing, but I feel like this is a situation where Energia is like ahead of his team, like super far, and his team just isn't in a position to like support him and like capitalize off of it.
Exactly. It's like we saw in March with one of those orbitals on P2, I believe. Orbital
Yeah, yeah.
got 4 and no one was there to push point.
100%. And I think, in terms of the op battle, like, Alu's obviously doing fantastic, but I think Tiger's doing a pretty damn
still
good
getting
job.
value.
Tiger's doing a very good job.
Like, he's obviously not going to be at that same level of Alu, as Alu just, like, human aimbot. But he's definitely,
is cheating.
he's getting value on the rest of them very confidently. Like, I think he's doing a great
Yeah.
job for his team,
For sure.
for sure.
Looks like he was the only one on point there though for some reason.
Yeah, I think his team died.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
why he pushed there then.
Yeah.
Because he had the
think-
hold in heaven and he just dropped down.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just kind of how Genkars plays the game. I think they're just here to play. They don't really have a game plan. And that could be what's kind of confusing Never Twisted here. Like, Never Twisted has played against teams that have been really strong, that have, like, a way they like to play and, like, a general reasoning behind, like, how things work. But it looks like Genkars just, like, flies at you and just
Yeah.
doesn't care about any
Alright,
form of strategy, any form. Oh, and
Ooh.
Energia's off the map. He pulled a cool cheese.
Cool cheese moment.
Unlucky.
Indeed.
Yeah, you know, NS Used to facing Twisted Ways, we all know the legends of the Twisted Ways strategy. Gengar is the complete opposite, I suppose, here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's... I'm not sure if that's exactly why it's working, but at the very least, it's definitely putting up more of a fight than I've seen versus time.
Tiger getting 2 with his op.
Alu's going for a weird angle. I like this, though. And
Tiger
Tiger
gets
it. Gets taken.
expects it!
He knew where he was.
That is crazy.
He knew.
And Tiger swapping the fire spray here. It gets taken out immediately by Neon, though.
I mean, a minute on the clock. This is definitely winnable. 4 never twisted. And I mean, if we go back to the last round, how much time did they have on the clock? Because, like I said last series, the winner of these escort games, if both teams push it all the way, it comes down to who had the most time at the end. And if I remember correctly, Never Twisted had like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and
they
so
had a lot
even
more
though,
time.
yeah, I mean, even though this is looking really good, and it's a great
Minigun
performance from
fight.
Gengar,
Reaver.
oh, that's really unfortunate. Like,
But Inertia is dead.
oh,
Oracle's still going
no,
for the
They
no,
get
Minigun.
sniped,
they
though.
definitely
Fine.
convert that. But even if they're in a situation, right, where they do manage to somehow push this wagon, it's going to be very difficult for them to beat that time that Never Twisted has set up.
I mean, they've got 5 seconds. No one anywhere near point right now.
Yeah, Alu just bringing out, taking out the scrap, getting
Yeah,
the
and that's it.
kills.
1-1, right?
That is 1-1, but what a performance by Gankars. That is definitely way closer than we were expecting, than I was expecting, at the very least. And very well done. I'm very excited to see this NA escape.
And Reaver, of course.
yeah.
Who else? Who else?
Reaver, it feels like at times is literally creating everything for this team. Like, if there's no plan, if there's nothing they can think of to break open a choke to break the defense, Reaver gets 4 kills randomly. He just does. On EU, on NA, doesn't matter. And so, great play of the game. Great plays that entire game by Reaver. I think Alu put in a very good performance that game too. Energia dropping a ton of frags as well. But overall, very close. This next game is going to be a very fun one to watch.
Very, very interesting.
I'll be right back. I am going to use the restroom as we get into another game. One moment. All right, chatters.
And
We are back. Make sure to drink water if you have not already.
Indeed. Again, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure you put down a LeChonk in the chat.
Yes,
Indeed,
indeed.
indeed. And also, the straw poll for your favorite still up. It should be pinned at the top of the chat there. If you want to vote for who your favorite team is to win this third match.
Yeah, this is definitely, I think, not what we were expecting to see, but I am definitely pleasantly surprised to see it happen. I think, see, this match is the content match. And, like, going from this versus to whoever wins this going to Rated R, that is going to be a great match to watch, I think.
I think
Mhm.
either team, yeah, that's going to be an incredible match. It'll be interesting if it's NA versus NA, but also interesting with the NAEU to see who gets the better ping.
For sure.
Then we see skill back here.
Yeah.
Back to the NA servers.
I'm going to assume then that the neon swap out was just for the ping advantage.
Oh yeah, I think Skill
Mhm.
said that in chat when I was talking about it earlier, so
Okay. Yeah, that makes total sense to me. That's what I
Yep.
figured.
checks out.
And I assume everyone's coming in with the same comps. I'm sure Gangcars is feeling very confident
Tiger
here.
playing Brisa.
Very interesting.
I know
He's
I
doing a
have
lot
seen
more
him.
sniping.
What I have seen him do a lot is go invis and try and take the suicide. What is it? Zipline? Try and get him behind.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that could work. I mean, considering that Derek's flank on that defense last game did work, like around that building side of
Yep,
P2.
yep.
I mean, who knows? I mean, that might be the more scrappy nature that we've been talking about, the difference maker that this team needs to do something that Never Twisted isn't expecting. But I guess we'll see. I like the Brisa pick. I'm a believer in it. I definitely don't like the Brisa alongside the Strix here, just because, I mean, at that point, right, you're double dipping in like kind of similar roles. It's just weird. Kite is very strong. His retake potential with the C4 is so good. His ult is very good as well. And I definitely prefer to go for the double recon, take out that Strix, but I mean, he's been killing on the op, so maybe he can get some more value here with that Brisa ult.
Alu
Here
on
we
Brisa
go.
as well, actually, here.
Interesting.
So yeah, they're both running Brisa
And Pack
and
gets
Strix.
3 kills with the nade. That's a full
Wow.
wipe. Tiger
And
is going
Tiger
across
is
the
going
zip.
for it.
Tiger is across the zip.
Yep,
He's
sets up a
already in the
mine
container.
the
They do not know.
They don't know.
He
They don't
kills
know.
Inertia. He gets
He
2.
gets 2.
He gets
Three
3.
down.
Huge. You see stay
Can he
alive.
get the 4th?
Oh,
Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. But
that
I mean,
that did buy
think
a lot
about
of
how
time.
much space that is. If Tiger can
Yep.
get back on cart so they can push it faster, that is so much space, seemingly for free. Fortunately, it looks like
Tiger's
Griffix
back on
is getting...
Kite here.
I mean, Griffix getting a great nade, exploding a barrel and getting the kill with the nade itself, getting that retake. They have truck control, but I think that guarantees Gengar up to rock for the payload. I mean, Derek getting the first blood here. I think he's up top. Getting refragged by Alu, but like, look at that. We got Derek, we got Reaver, we got Pack. 3 kills between the 3 of them. And I believe Energia is still up, which definitely can be the decisive decision maker at this point. Energia goes down though. I mean, this is looking not so great for Never Twisted here.
Yeah.
I mean, Griffix is trying his best, but I
Yeah,
think he
Pocket's
goes
taken
down.
out here, though.
Skill is, I mean, Skill's on Strix. He has to take a fight here on Strix, which isn't really that character's cup of tea.
Definitely
And-
not ideal.
Yeah, for sure.
Takes
But
out
they
Reaver
do
though, and
manage
Reaver
to
has
pull
been
it,
the
though.
difference maker.
They do manage to flip it though. Energia getting a good 3 kills. Alu getting his op value as per usual. Looking at ults here. Got Alu almost as the Brisa ult, which can be a complete game changer. Got almost minigun. Oh my. The ult economy on Gangcars. We have Orbit
Yeah.
ult. We're coming up on Goose. We're coming up on minigun. We have Malva. we pretty much have everything minus...
Yeah, everything but
Oh,
Kite, because that's
Reaver's-
just swapped.
Reaver fell off the map, unfortunately.
Cool cheese moment.
Indeed, but Pac has the Mongoose ult, and it actually works for once in a life,
Yeah,
and I
he
think
did get
that's
taken
gonna
out by
secure
Breeze
them.
Ooh.
Switch, though. Not
And they
enough,
got it.
though. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, if I'm never
And
twisted,
Leo
yeah.
jumping off the map?
No, it's way. I was about to say it's way better to die soon or get back to that first choke as
Yeah.
fast as possible. Dying late and staggering in those situations makes that hold nearly impossible. So that is a very good play to deny them the ult charge by jumping off the map, while still getting that respawn very quickly. But Inertia, for some reason, is fighting that like very aggressively, going in on the left.
I'm headed over there.
Tiger gets a pick, Pac gets one, Derek gets another, Tiger gets a... Oh, it
Wow.
is not looking good. Griffix is trying to keep this alive. He's been getting pretty consistent kills in every fight, but is it enough for him to just live here? That's the question. I mean, the Mongoose ult gets
3
3
massive
though.
picks.
4.
4.
And he
Yeah,
does
Lucy
take
Reaver already
himself out, but the
60%
last is
back.
the operator, or the op. And so, like, can he take him out? Leo
Well,
goes
Reaver's with
down.
him now.
Good.
Tiger
Reaver
does go
turns him
down,
out.
but Reaver, I think, finishes the cap there for sure. Yeah,
Indeed.
5
Got it.
minutes on the clock by P2. Inertia uses ult
Very
to
strong.
try to salvage things.
I'll be there if
Aikino, how do you think this looks at this point? Where are you leaning?
Very strong P2. It's looking very good for Genkos right now.
They've got a lot of time on the clock right now.
Inertia used his orbit ult, so they have a lot more leeway.
Yeah,
Inertia with a
100%.
very questionable push there.
Yeah, and I think, like, I mean, look, there's
That's a
already
team wipe.
4 kills. There's 4
That's
kills
a
on the
team
board.
wipe.
That's... Oh, it is. Yeah. 5 dead. Inertia's back, though, but, like, what can Inertia do on his own other than just get that kill and live? He gets 2,
2.
though.
There's 3 down, 4 down, 5 down.
But,
Wow,
I mean,
very
they-
strong.
it seems like the theme of this map is whichever team is retaking wins the fight. Well, there we go. Looks like Inertia's kind of trying to lean towards this apartment hold where the rest of his team is holding main. And so maybe he can make something happen. Gets that early kill on Derek, which is really good. Can he get the guy in window? Maybe not. Gets Reaver.
And
I mean,
dashes
it-
through the door there.
I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, if he can live here, get some more kills, but
Lucky.
nah, he gets shut down. He's weak. Griffix is still alive, though. Still pulls out the minigun. There should be a trump card for this fight. Yeah, Skill gets 2. I'm sure he'll get 1 or 2 more as well. That minigun is just so powerful for locking down long sight lines like that. And Tiger takes out Inertia.
From that head glitch, that's crazy.
I mean, Tiger is just having a game here. Skill with 2 more, carrying him to the next fight. 3 dead for Genkars, but Reaver's still alive. He does get traded out, though. Looks like things are starting to neutralize. Let's look at that ult economy. Looks like Griffix coming up on that Mongoose ult. Oracle does have the minigun ready to go right now. So they're trying to look for a push. They also have that orbit ult on Reaver, so
Yeah,
doing a
Reaver's coming
combo
through the
between
back
two.
alley here. Oh,
But I
going all the way
don't
to
think he knows
Arches.
Inertia is there, though. And he has ult as well. He doesn't get it. And Skill
Skill
gets
gets 2 on the
2,
point.
3.
3.
Can he get a 4th? He gets a 4th.
Cool.
Will he get all 5? Not quite, but they do wipe the team. That's 5 dead for Genkars. That's a full retake. I mean, just seeing like Inertia die so early in these fights is so uncharacteristic of this team. Like, I remember, like, I wasn't watching too much of the league. I haven't been playing too much Shatterline recently, but in these early matches, like RR versus Neversun, I'm just seeing Inertia fly in just on his own and get 3 every fight. And in this situation, he's not even allowed to get 1 some of these times. Like, they're just shutting him down. And like, look, Reaver not only get Inertia, he gets Skill. He's probably gonna get another one because
Yep,
Reaver
that-
things.
Opens up the space for the minigun.
Yeah, like Oracle gets 1. I mean, the Bristle can clear this entire point with that AoE, but Is it enough? I mean, Inertia comes back, Skill comes back, but like, look how much space they've taken with that cart.
And Reaver ults. Takes out Inertia, takes out Alu.
And Griffix? Somehow he lives those? Gets refragged, but this is definitely not a very comfortable situation for either team. Because, like, if I'm in the head of Gengars at this point, I'm like, dude, we got to make something happen now. And if I'm on the side of Neversun, is like, if we let them set up something now, we lose this point.
And we see Griffix going through apartments like Inertia was earlier.
Like, you see how aggressive Griffix is working that apartments? He knows that if he can, like, get some really early picks, that delays that push and gives less time for them. Like, look how aggressive he's playing.
And here
this.
comes now.
He goes for the complete
one.
flank. He gets one. And, I mean, they definitely can't res
And
that,
Maul's dead
right?
too.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
boom. That's 20 seconds off the clock burned for that ultra-aggressive play.
Create a giant distraction.
Yeah, and we see Griffix doing basically what Inertia used to do,
Yeah.
like you were talking about earlier.
And, I mean, it could be a situation where Genkar's comms are like, Inertia's here, and then they all just, like, focus fire him down. And so they're making the calls like, Griffix, you do what I'm doing, and it will work because you're not me, or something. But,
Could be.
I mean...
You said they only have 10 seconds here, though.
Yeah, this is definitely... I mean, this is a good push from them by all means, but I don't think they quite make it
Yeah,
before.
I don't think they get there.
Yeah, 5 seconds. Very good push, though. That P1 seemed very dominant.
P2 was almost
Yeah,
instant
especially
as
that-
well.
that
I don't
P2
think
Oh,
they
yeah,
ever
no, you're
stopped.
so right. P2 was great, too. Let's see if they can hold this on the defense. It would be crazy to see an NA versus NA final in a team with the Finnish guys. And
That would be the first one we've ever had, no?
I believe so. In a team where Neversun or Never Twisted or Never Sex or any of the Nevers have been playing, I don't think there's ever been a NA grand final. So we'll see. I mean, instantly off the rip, look at how much more space that Gengars has and how much more control they have parking lot area on the defense.
What's questionable, though, is you see Panda as Malva, the furthest one pushed up all the way by himself at APC, or I guess Derek, you could call him either.
Yeah. I mean,
He is pushed a bit.
And he gets
too
taken
far.
out. Yeah, that's
I mean,
what I was saying.
I'm not really a big fan of the aggressive Malva. I agree, but like, I mean, something's working.
Yeah, well, he was by himself, though, is the only thing. Like, if you push, you need to have someone with you.
Yeah, for sure. But
And
I mean,
he did
like,
use. He did
Yes,
use a
good.
lot of health packs while he was up there.
Yeah, exactly.
indeed. But I mean, they're
You
just
can
getting the
steal him
kills
on the
here.
ground.
Pack spraying through the
Yeah.
smoke, gets a kill on Skill. I mean, Alu's trying to salvage this. He gets like 2 picks this fight. It's 3 dead for Gengars. This could be a push. But Oracle gets a nade. Derek gets a kill on Griffix. Reaver shuts down Alu. That's probably the push done. Energy is already weak from
They're
Reaver.
still pushing cart. Finally can... Oh,
Okay.
Still
Yeah,
going.
okay. 3 dead again.
finally contest, but they were still pushing that cart for a while.
That's true, but like, there's a minute 30 on the clock. I
Yeah.
mean, they are pushing it, but I mean, aside from like, I mean, Reaver's beating their orbit economy.
You see Griffix and Skill
Um,
coming through heaven here,
Oh, I mean, this
Griffiths in
could
parking
capture
lot.
them. That
smoking into
I mean, if Reaver
grass.
doesn't kill like 3 here, oh well,
Reaver's dead.
he gets 2 though, and there's no one to push the cart in the
And
meantime.
Tiger takes out Griffix.
Yeah, it's just Energy on points. If they have an ult or they have any utility for this, they're fine. But Skill gets 2,
Ooh.
Energy gets the 3rd. Pack
Pockets.
kills him off. The Skill minigun is out though.
I think they get this point.
I think they do too, but if they
Yeah.
reset, they're
They
not
got it.
looking too shabby whatsoever. And oh, that was
223.
unfortunate.
Skill still alive here. Finally gets taken out.
And I mean, we'll see. This is definitely one of those points that can go one of 2 ways. Either it gets instantly taken, or it gets held for the entire duration. Like, this can easily be a 30-second point or a 3-minute point, so we'll see.
We see Tiger here trying to contest orbit. Takes out Skill. Yeah,
And
that
I
gets
mean-
triggered out by Leal.
Yeah, Leal's actually doing pretty good. I think he's focusing less on healing himself.
Yeah.
Has 2 medkits up.
Yeah, and we see Reaver with the orbital here.
Oh,
That's
and I
one
mean
gets
that
taken
actually
out.
that's actually huge because Never Twisted opted for a play to push 4 through container, so they
He
don't
did
get
only get
any
one, though.
space. They don't get to push the cart at all off of that play. Nerja taking out 2.
We're
Alu
getting
with
some
the third.
accusations of pixel walking in the chat.
Yeah, I see them. I see them.
Alu Breeze ult pushed up, takes out Puck. Gets taken out behind from Oracle though.
Yeah, Oracle might be able to salvage this, but it's not looking too great.
Milestone reached.
Yeah, and UCP2 already done. They have about 4 minutes here to get almost to P3.
Yeah, Skill manages to get a pick. Skill gets 2. I think Never Twisted is looking pretty good. Getting the picks out.
Ult economy not looking great from either side though. We see minigun
Yeah.
from Oracle. The next closest, yeah, both miniguns are up, but other than that, not looking great.
You got to think about how much more like defense, like it's almost like passive aggressive the Never Twisted offense is here. Like they're playing out, but they're also playing their lives really well. I feel like.
Yeah.
And
We
so
see Reaver and Alley here.
yeah, Reaver could be the difference maker here. If he can charge his ult up fast, he could definitely make something happen.
Yeah, now he's doing the apartment push that we saw Griffix
And
Amnesia
Oracle
with.
just gets 4 with his minigun. Just
Ooh, really good.
does Oracle try to take more space? It looks like he might be. He's playing a very aggressive angle there. I think he's pretty prone to
Reaver
utility
gets 2
spam.
from apartments.
Oh my. Dude, how does he do it? That's probably gonna be. Oh, and he does get traded out, but
Get
like
taken out,
still.
but he still has his ult.
But reses are coming through. I mean, ult is there, but is it enough? Tiger hits with the C4 that might have saved them the point.
You see Skill and Griffix still there though. Panda or Derek takes 1. but
Skill
Skill
getting
gets
another
2.
2, dude. Like people are just
Ooh,
Skill
he got
gets
3.
3. But
Super
Reaver
Reaver,
saves
though.
the day. Why is he?
Yeah, yeah, that's
is
a
he
bit too
cooking?
far for that vector.
Bro, is Axel in the lobby? What am I looking at?
You see Energia with ult here in Alley.
I mean, this is not looking good for gang cars. That's like probably 3 dead. I don't think they can touch.
We see
Reaver
on
gets
point.
on. He dodges
2
the
dead, but
orbital, but
Energia
it's
ults
not
as
enough.
well.
I think that's game.
That is
Unlucky.
game. Unlucky. Very good games, all 3 of them though.
Okay, we are gonna see.
We'll see
We'll
what the
see what
ruling
happens
is.
here,
Yeah.
We'll just have a look.
Lots of practice.
Looks like it's gonna be up to gang cars here what happens.
Who won this round? Twisted.
Never
Twisted.
Twisted. So
I think it just goes through. I think Never Twisted. Move on.
yeah. I mean, Exile's claiming he won, so I mean, we all know in our hearts who really won.
Yep.
Zader in the chat. We got we good with.
I'm looking at the league chat here.
Hold on, let me check.
And with that, we're gonna continue. So, good
I
game
mean,
to Never Twisted.
yeah. I think I mean, the entire the Pixel Walks aside, right? That entire series, I think Alu was doing a great job at kind of countering that scrappy nature that
Mm-hmm.
Cars was playing. And I think overall, like, it shows the value of the operator. I mean, fucking, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Chosen saying he wants rated R to get both first and second map host as a penalty.
Who?
Chosen saying that he wants rated R to get first and second, or first and third. He edited it map host as the penalty for the pixel walk in the final.
Dude. It's a. Well, anyways.
It's gonna be never twisted rated R.
I think
We know that much.
Genkar's did a really good job at playing like in a it was almost like a swarm of locusts, just like kind of swarming out, never twisted. And I think partially because there was seemingly not a solid or more thought out game plan is what made it work so well versus our team. Never twisted is so used to beating teams out just because they understand the game better and they try to play in a very in like in a system, if you will. And so I think just playing outside of a system they're comfortable with and just saying, "Hey, we're here to play. We're just gonna W key the hell out of it." It worked really
Yep.
well. Fortunately, wasn't quite enough, but I think that's definitely a very good series. Well played to both teams, and yeah, just great overall gameplay. I think Alu was keeping his team in there the most for pretty much all three maps. I feel like Alu, incredible sniper, and just he might have not been the flashiest, he might have not had the most kills, but like if you look at his consistent values throughout the entire series, like he's just getting a pick like nearly every fight, every single
Exactly.
time, if not two, if not three. And so, I don't know. Great series. I think we're going to Rated R versus Never Twisted? Question mark? Yes? No?
I believe so, yeah.
So this is going to be one to watch because if I don't really I don't know how the season went down normally. I believe Genkar's here was 4th seed. So in theory, Rated R is the higher seed in this, or in comparison. And so as an NA team, one with more experience, one that is higher seed, this could be even closer than the last one. And so, but at the same time, if the reason why Genkar's was good versus Twisted was their scrappiness and their ability to kind of just like take these fights and just kind of play the game their own way and kind of just ignore Never Twisted, maybe Rated R will perform a little bit worse. We'll see. But this is definitely going to be a fun match to watch nonetheless. It's time for the grand finals. Woo!
Indeed.
Kino,
Hey,
who's your money on for this match?
I'm gonna have to go with my one and only duo, Mr. Exile on Rated R.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say your duo, Alu. I thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Exile.
Okay.
He,
I mean,
he will find a way.
no, I definitely agree. I think like, I mean, it's one thing to go with your head, and it's one thing to go with your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know where my heart's at.
Yeah.
Like, I just have to go with Axel. I mean, my head, Never Twisted, I think has this. I think they locked this in. March isn't a map that Rated R like either, so that March is definitely going to be a lot closer, if not even maybe Never Twisted favored. And so like my head is in one place, but dude, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that RR. I want RR to win. I want Axel to win, and that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is gonna be a really exciting game. We'll see if Rated R pulls out the op versus Never Twisted, because I think I think they kind of have to keep in pace with Alu, even if they're not doing quite as good of a job. Like having that pressure is just so important versus another team that is opping. So we'll see. But are we just going straight into the matches? Are we taking a little intermission, or what are we?
I believe the maps are locked and they're just waiting to go.
Oh,
Not
I
sure
see
what
it.
they're waiting on.
Looks like we have Barracuda from Rated R, and we got March from Never Twisted, and then Decider on Escape. So we'll see. I think if I'm Rated R, I want to finish it out on the first maps, but
Yep.
and if I'm Never Twisted, looked like Rated R's Barracuda is really strong, so I wouldn't be too bothered. We lose that Barracuda, and I just want to focus on the next two maps. But I mean, if you can beat them on their own map, then I think you're looking not too shabby. We can probably go. I'm just gonna pee real quick, but
Yeah, I
I'll
think
be back in
Energy
like a
is as
minute.
well, so.
Oh, okay, then I'll be right back then. Little intermission. We'll be back in like 2-3 minutes. Drink water, eat food, whatever, chats.
Put Lechonk in chat.
Put a Lechonk in chat.
Lechonk emote.
I think while we're here, we can take a look at Crybaby's player description on the Eminent website.
Oh, yeah.
Here, so it starts off with the name Crybaby echoes in the virtual halls of FPS gaming, a reminder that true mastery requires not just reflexes, but also a brilliant mind. With Orbit, Crybaby crafted a symphony of movements that defied the boundaries of the game's mechanics. Each maneuver, every calculated twist and turn, bore the mark of Crybaby's meticulous planning and innate understanding of the game's intricacies. Orbit became a vessel for Crybaby's creativity, a canvas on which they painted breathtaking artistry in the form of strategic plays and awe-inspiring synergy. With each electrifying match, Crybaby continues to orbit greatness. Remember that Crybaby's orbit is more than a character, it's a testament to the heights that a skilled gamer can reach when they aim for the stars. So inspiring.
Honestly, quite incredible. Very well said.
And looks like Cry's gonna be hosting here.
Okay. Well, this is for all the marbles, chatters, watchers. This is the new era of NA versus EU. Who is going to be able to take the crown? Traditionally speaking, EU has always been that dominant region for Shatterline competitive. Will they be able to keep that? I think they're definitely favored in this matchup. But, like, there's still crazy phenomenal players on that Rated R roster. And I think they can definitely do it. I think if Zyros was here, it would be a little bit... Zyros is a crazy-ass player. But Lycos is also proving himself to be very strong, especially in that last series versus Valiant. So, we shall see if NA can prevail, or if this will be another story as old as time. We're starting on that Barracuda.
I will agree
will
with
be
what you
the-
said previously. In the traditional style of gameplay, Never Twisted will be more favored for Rated R. They did have a little bit of trouble going against Gankars in their kind of different, untraditional level of style of gameplay. Previously with the scrappy gameplay like Cheese mentioned, so maybe Never Twisted might be favored in this. So Rated R will have to see what they can do to
Indeed.
potentially get Never Twisted off their guard like in the previous games.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Barracuda definitely seems like the place where they can do it. This is their favorite map, or this is their favorite map, both on a personal level and I mean, just looking at the gameplay last series or 2 series ago, like just their gameplay is very good, and I think they've definitely put a lot of time in thinking how they want to play this map. And so I think they could definitely do this, but at the same time, right? I don't think they're entirely used to playing with an op on the enemy team, let alone like if they do want to switch to one for their team. They still got to get through walls like inertia, like skill, and we'll have to see if it works. But I believe Rated R is starting on the attack, so should be good to see how the pace of the game is going to look pretty quickly. You can see on the side of Never Twisted, they're already taking high ground like really early, as per usual. It looks like on the side of Rated R, it looks like they're opting for more of stacking on points and kind of leaning towards main rather than full-on aggro, full-on map control. Kind of playing a little bit more disciplined than they did in the prior matchup.
Okay, we still have Arlu on the snipe. We don't have anyone from Rated R side as the counter snipe, so they're probably going to play a little bit differently.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting anyone on that Rated R roster to pull out the sniper. I think like Axel has pulled it out before, but I don't think it's his most comfortable role. And I think like versus a team like Never Twisted, I don't think he's comfortable enough for that to be a call that he wants to make. I mean, with Zyros still around, maybe Zyros plays that role, but Zyros is off in robot land. But I mean, look at how much control they have already. Like they did it. Like RR already is like pushed past where they need to be. They have full outside control. They don't quite have high ground, but like it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, you see Creep already smoking off building.
Oh yeah, and Likos is just pushed up main. Like he's already in next.
Keep moving.
And you can see Creep already leaning towards building, get some damage off on inertia. Neither of them die, but he does manage to get the kill. Let's see. I mean, if Creep can take the space really early, like
yeah, Creep and Cry together now.
To be in. Yeah, they get the kill. They already have 2 in building. Like, even if they don't live here, they've taken so much pressure and so much space off of the people on main that like kind of fine for the most part. You can already see Axel kind of overchalling here, but he's getting some good damage out, making sure his presence is known. And the thing I really like about how RR is playing this is that they poke on both the building side and down main just enough so that neither of them die, but so that both, like their entire team knows that they're there. Like if they can get the kills, great. But they're not like swinging out for these kills. They're not getting over aggressive. They're just playing in a way where like, hey, I'm here, you have to look at me or we'll kill you. And I mean,
and Cry gets 2 with his ult.
And I mean, yeah, look, it just puts them in such a difficult position because, I mean, Alu is a fantastic sniper, but you can't snipe 2 lanes at the same time.
Cry gets 4.
Like, yeah, and I mean, whereas like on versus other teams, maybe that funnel down that main more, or just like have when they have a better defense on that building side. Like, I don't know what to say. They're just doing it. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing much to say other than they have a good executed team push, different angles, doing it together. You can tell that they're communicating correctly. They're challenging the different angles at the same time, and it's just what you love to see from a organized team that's been around for so long.
We do see
Axel, Cry getting in another 3. How many kills is he at
already?
already?
The point. There we go.
Like,
that is point, but we do see NS has a much better ult economy right now, at least.
well, I mean, yeah, that's fair enough, but at the same time, they've already. It's because Rated R has already used them.
That is true.
Like, Rated R is already working on their next ults, and if you look at the kill feed, like, Cry's already on 14, you have Lico's Creep, Axel, both on 10. I mean, Clean's not getting as much action, just sitting on the card and stuff, but, like, you see how evenly split their performances are? That's really good for, like, how they're doing as a team. That means a lot of those kills are probably team shots, a lot of those kills are being worked together, and for the most part, they're mainly playing that objective. Like, once again, this is similar to that map 1 on the Gengar series, where look at the amount of objective presence that NS has, or Never Twisted has on defense. Like, they just don't really touch the point on defense, and I think it's costing them a lot of space and a lot of time on that objective. I mean, Energia just does Energia things, though, managing to get 2.
He gets taken out by Cry, though.
Yeah,
Cry gets 2?
unfortunate timing. But,
Cry
I
gets
mean,
3.
oh my, Cry, dude.
And he's got
Holy.
ult as well. He gets 4.
Cry's 2
Ooh,
clean
wow.
ults. It's 5, or that's 5 dead now.
Yeah.
This is definitely winnable. I mean, if they have, I mean, Axel has his second kite ult. He pops it. He's just letting it off rip.
Energia
He's
tried to
keeping
ult
the
there,
tempo.
but Cry gets him before he can.
Yeah, they do pop the double ult here, Goose and Malva, but Cry goes in,
Oh, what a
denies that
yay.
Malva ult, and I think he can kill Griffix here too if he's lucky.
Nah, Griffix counter ults.
Unlucky for Cry,
Energia
but
does have his, though, here. We'll see what he can do.
Gotta reload.
I
Gets
mean, I
taken out
feel
by
like
Creep.
the damage is already done. Like, I feel like Energia is probably just gonna save it for the next opportunity
It
because
is,
all of
yeah.
the ults are already out, unless he just wants to go for pure frags, which, I mean, he could do, but then he's off tempo for Cry's next ult.
There's a
So I
lot
don't
of time
really
on the
know
board
what the
right now.
answer is here. I mean, they're starting to convert these kills. They're regaining their defense. Alu being in a place where you can funnel them down is definitely helping them. But as we saw on P2, if Alu doesn't have the protection of like those alternate lanes like covered, then their defense just starts to crumble a little bit. But once again, on this point, it does not seem to be an issue because people are going to intercept the people coming in on the left, so Alu does not have to worry about them
Griffix gets in
whatsoever.
behind with the M5 here. Gets
Yeah.
taken out by Clean, though.
I think it's just going to be going back and forth for a while
Yeah.
until these ults start coming out. And Cry's still doing great. Still with that top frag. Alu getting a lot of value. Axel takes him out though, which is a really big kill. This would be the opportunity if I was Rated R to start popping those ults because the op is dead. But I don't know if they have any to pop off of that. They do have a
Goose,
minigun, but I think
that's
it's
it.
coming out too late. I think he dies. Oh, he doesn't die. But
Oh,
the
but
counter
counter
minigun
mini.
does come out, and that is a
Gets
huge,
3.
Very
yeah, he
good,
gets
wow.
3.
that is a huge momentum shift. They also combo that
Yeah,
with the kite ult. And this is what I was saying earlier. Like, one of the things that makes Never Twisted so good is not only just like their ult economy and like when they pop, but Never Twisted rarely pops an ult alone. They always pop them together because even if an ult is bad, if you have 2, it's nearly infinitely better.
Yeah, each
They get
person can
so
cover
much
for each other.
value per ult that it's crazy. And Energia just gets more kills. They take so much space off of that double ult that, I mean, Leo's pushing back the cards and everyone else is just like taking ground and spreading out to make Aldo's job just that little bit easier. And let's look up the Rated R ult economy. I mean, Lycos is trying to work back towards that minigun. Cry can probably get...
Creep still has his.
Yeah, Cry can probably get a an orbit ult pretty soon.
Axel just got his, I believe, his kite ult.
And I mean, Energia still has his orbit ult. He did opt to save that. And I mean, he's in a pretty good position for this. They are comboing the Malva ult with the kite ult here. We'll see if they can do anything with it. Axel does manage to take out Griffith. Gil does refrag him though.
And Energia finally pops that ult.
Yeah, I mean, that was the kill that they needed to get. I mean, it was only... But that... It basically completely denied the possible scrappiness and trickling in that could have been happening afterwards. Though, I mean, Cry, Creep, they both get a kill apiece. And Cry goes down to the op, but they should still be up numbers if they want to go for a push here.
Are you putting in big damage on the op though? That'll give them some space to breathe here.
Yeah. I think the potential
Op
issue
juice
though.
ult
Oh, wait,
gets
Creep
two.
gets 2? That could be the point?
Can Exile push it here?
I don't know if he can.
He gets taken
No,
up
not
by
quite, not
the
quite.
drone.
Oh wait, someone's still on point.
Alu counter ulted, I think.
I think Cry ulted there too, unfortunately, so that's really not looking great on the side of Rated R.
Yeah, Cry does
Yeah,
not
he
have his
did.
ult.
I don't think they're coming up on anything. Maybe minigun, but yeah, minigun's the closest thing they have, but it's definitely not a guarantee that they get another one at the point.
I'm empty. Reloading.
There's not a ton of ults on the board entirely though, to be honest, so
They would need a very big fire wave nade to get that
fire wave.
Oh,
minigun
well, I
back
mean,
up.
there it is. That's
There
2.
we go.
Oh, wait, the other side, though.
Uh,
I mean, Skill might have his minigun off that. Hold on.
Yeah, Exile's at 83% of his kite ult.
I think Axel's been actually doing very well here. He's been, like, just getting those ults off as soon as he can. And, like, even though he hasn't been the craziest, the amount of pressure that those ults, like, exert, like, you have to focus them out. It's not really an option at that point. I mean, Cry gets 1, Creep gets another. Cry, unfortunately, goes down, but he does get rezzed. They are up 2 in the situation. If they can pop anything here, it's not looking too shabby. And Alu
with
gets 3
triple.
with the C4.
Let's
That's
hope that score is good enough.
very good hold. That
very
was
good
great.
hold from Never
And again,
Twisted.
we see Alu just in those important moments being there when it matters.
Well, it's like I was saying, when Never Twisted just give Alu like less distractions essentially, they just win. Especially on that defense. Like on that P2, it was so fast because I didn't do the best job at like eliminating angles for Alu to worry about. But if they focus more on that building side, so Alu could just dominate main, it'd be they probably would have held that for much longer.
Is Cry gonna try and res Exile up in heaven here? He does get it off, but they're smoked.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to do anything here, but like, it's definitely not a bad res to get. They're the last 2 alive. Axel does get a kill off that. I mean, great nade from Cry. He might be able to get 2 with that.
He
1,
gets 1 at least. He
2.
got 2.
Oh, we got 2.
If Axel
I'm
Axel
taking
gets the
out.
3rd. Great teamwork from the both of them. Really good utility usage from Cry, and also like a really smart idea to reposition him the way that he did.
Yeah, and a great smoke from Creep there, blocking off Alu's heaven heady up there.
Yeah,
Looks
for
like
sure.
is that that's inertia on the waterfall. Gonna try and cross. He does.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
he gets
I
taken out by
definitely
Queen.
think they get this. They're just in a situation like they're challenging out Heaven as they're pushing, so it makes it so Axel can't C4. Without an
Creep
op,
gets 2 though.
I mean, yeah, but they already got the
Yeah.
points. The spawns are gonna be coming in right there, and I mean, without an op on the side of Rated R, I think it's gonna be really hard to lock down that. Like, assuming they get the P3, it's gonna be really hard to lock that down in the same way that Never did.
Yeah, and Inertia's got the drone from heaven here.
And similar
And he
to that,
ults, gets 1. Gets 2.
I guess 2, yeah.
That drone's
Yeah, I think
chasing him
Inertia
though.
dies here.
Yeah,
No?
he does. He trades out.
Oh, wait, but Cry used ult there, no?
Did he?
I think he did.
Hey, he did get. No, he still has it. I think he kicked him.
Oh,
I think he kicked him.
oh, if he kicked him, then that is quite unfortunate. But Cry can definitely come in here, breaks the C4. One of the last things, one of the only things he has to worry about. He still has ult. It looks like his team
Yeah.
might be able to clean, but Skill saving Alu's life and keeping them alive in this fight.
I think Cry was
Axel
looking
and
to
Creep,
ult there,
oh
but he
my.
missed that 1 on point.
Now, they just got a wipe there. That was really well done. I think it's Axel with the kite ult this fight. Yeah, there he goes. Alu does have his too, so they're gonna have to watch out.
And someone finally challenges Creep on that
Yeah.
the truck hold.
Axel taking out Inertia with a Tracer, getting skill too. Can he get the 3rd?
That's
Not
3
quite,
dead right
but his
now.
teammates are just cleaning
4
everything
dead.
up.
Yeah, and Alu's dead now as well.
That is a full wipe from Rated R. I mean, they still got a lot of time to hold this. I mean, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. I mean, it's definitely far from guaranteed that, but I can say that their defense is looking pretty damn solid right now. Axel going for the res on creep. This should be,
They are moving
this should
the
work.
card.
Yeah, maybe the C4 is big. He gets Griffix. Can he get the Malva? Unfortunately, he can't convert.
And that is Alu with the Keitel here.
Yeah, I mean,
I think this might be point here unless Cry does something big with his ult.
minigun
Lyco's
comes
actually
out.
ulting. Oh, but he's dead. Griffix take him out.
I mean, there is someone contesting point. Griffix, oh, he takes himself out.
He does get creep though.
Is no one
Skill
up?
is the only one kind of close to point. This should be contestable.
Yeah,
they should
and
have
Cry
spawn
gets
advantage.
Cry takes.
And they get the
spawn.
res on creep. Cry gets skill. Energy
And
crash.
Energy's
back,
dead.
yeah,
Energy's
yeah.
dead.
Energy is dead. That is very close.
Rated R survives that point by. What is it you like saying? He's a bee's dick.
Yeah, this is going neck and neck. I mean, looks like NS. They got
And
3
Inertia
kills.
ult.
Cry
Oh,
does convert.
Inertia
ult.
Cry could be the difference maker here.
Oh, but he gets killed by the fire
Oh,
wave.
big
Yo.
fire wave nade. But
I think
creep
that's-
with the double
This is
monk,
back and-
triple
back and
mongoose.
forth.
That is a team wipe. That is a team wipe.
And Clean's here on point now.
That is so huge.
Such good ult usage from both teams.
I mean, skill as minigun. Are we looking at? I mean, both kite ults are coming up. Clean could get a Malva ult soon-ish, but I
Alu
mean,
has
Alus
his.
keep on getting those picks. We're in a 3v3 right now. So 2v2. Rez is coming out though. Rez is from both teams actually. I mean, this minigun I think is going to be
Alu
the win
activates.
condition. Like, Alu's already used kite ult, but it looks like it's not getting too much value here. He has 1 shot left. Energia gets 1.
Yeah.
Skill gets another. Griffix gets 1. I think it's just creep.
And here comes a minigun from skill.
I think that's it. Unless, yeah, no, he can't touch. Unlucky.
Yeah, and
But
they have
4
4.5
minutes.
minutes.
4 minutes at this point, it's still doable. It's gonna be tough without the op, I think. But it's I've seen crazier things happen. Creep already setting up on that left. They're definitely playing a more aggressive defense, like further out.
Very good hold on our left side.
Yeah, for sure. This is the potential downside when your favorite map is Barracuda, though. Like, I'm not sure what their scrims have been going like when they've been playing with Zyros. Does Zyros run the op? But when one of your best maps is such an op-heavy map, and like your greatest competitor, part of the reason they're so good is that
Because
they
of
have good
Already.
oppers, or they have a good op, you know? It just kind of calls into question, like, I mean, sure, it's your greatest map, but is it really the choice you want to be bringing into this match?
We're about to win. Press on.
You're giving them almost as
Alu
much
takes
as you're
out
giving
Exile
yourself.
from his ult.
I mean, Alu gets 3 because it's just the op, dude. That's how it is. I mean, Energia's trying to go for a flank play. I believe he gets punished here. If he doesn't, that's going to be really bad for Rated R. It might seal the deal.
I'm gonna be looking at.
They're just getting more kills. I mean, Lycos might be able to trade him out.
Yeah, it's
Griffix
gonna be
gets
all
a
the
nade
ults from both
and
sides coming in very
It's
soon.
really not looking good. If
Griffix
Never
has his
Twisted can
ult.
push this.
Alu has his.
I mean, Clean's still alive. They can make something happen.
Lyco's close to his ult. But yeah, it's not looking too great for Rated R at the moment.
I mean, they essentially have to save for counter ults because
Yeah.
they should know that Inertia. He hasn't popped it in a minute.
So
Like,
probably
I mean-
best thing to do. Crybaby stays a bit
yeah,
behind.
Energy gets
The
killed by
double with the
Crybaby
box, the
with
double
That's
with the box.
huge. That's huge.
4 dead. It's just 1 alive. If they can push all the way out, that's a guaranteed like 30 seconds. It looks like they're opting to play a little bit closer to the base, but that is a very big push, and that's gonna eliminate a big chunk of time.
Creep trying to do another box kill on Energia. And Energia gets taken out again.
Yeah, that's
Rated
really
R
important.
Rated R need to be on
But
orbit
Leal
watch
is
right
getting
now.
reses on the right, and they're getting kills down main. They gotta pop an ult soon. I mean,
Yeah.
Creep
gets 2.
Creep gets 2.
That is huge. I
How
think is that
does this
Lyco's
happen?
ult now? I believe that's
Creep
Lyco's
gets
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
He kills
Orbit taken
Inertia.
out again.
They
And
pop
Spinny
minigun.
He's at
If they
14
can kill the
HP.
minigun, they pop the minigun in the Malva ult. That is really unfortunate. They have the C4 over.
And
It
Inertia
gets the
down again.
minigun. The minigun's dead. We're looking
Inertia
for
down
Inertia in the
again.
kill feed.
He's dead already. He's dead already.
Oh,
Griffith's dead as well. Inertia's
Lord.
in spawn.
A minute 30 on the clock. This is anyone's game
And
at this
Cry
point.
has his ult for
Both
counters.
orbits have ult. Both orbits got ult. Creep has
has his,
Mongoose,
though.
and I think that's it.
Griffiths
Or
has his
both,
as well.
they both have an
uses.
orbit. They both have Mongoose.
And I think that's all we're gonna see here. I think.
Yeah,
Crybaby just
100%.
needs to hold until Inertia pops out.
Oh, but Cry's
It's
already
taken out.
dead. Skill's good for 2. Axel's pushed so far out, though, that if him and Creep can live...
Creep dead, unfortunately.
I mean, if Axel can
Really
live
hard.
here until Cry gets back, it's looking so good.
Inertia gets
mean,
no one.
Oh.
The orbit ult with no kill, if Cry can touch,
Yep.
Cry's dead.
he dies to the C4. I don't think he popped ult, though.
Huge,
And
huge,
Creep!
huge.
Creep with the plays, but Alu is in. Do they know? They don't.
Axel's here though.
He does go down.
Lunacy. Lunacy.
Lunacy
Exile.
C4. I believe Cry still has ult. This should be game
He
for
does.
them.
He does.
Yeah.
He uses it
Yeah,
though.
he gets
on
inertia.
Inertia.
He just wants to take the space, burn the time. Very good call, in my opinion. They should be watching out for this right push. 2 dead, 1 more coming right. They have 3 stacked on that right side. They want to completely ignore main so they don't play into Alu's op.
Exactly.
Rated
And
all
Olikos
down
is
a Malva
walling
right
off
now.
container.
Changing the game.
Exile's in his ult. We see
I mean, Alu's popping the kite ult too. Alu goes down.
Exile wins that.
He does win those.
Creep dead from Griffix. We have 5 seconds.
That,
here.
I don't think they know. I don't
Are
think they
they
know
playing very
Crybaby's here.
patiently?
I don't think they know
They
Cry's
don't.
here.
This is rated R.
And they got
There
it.
they go.
What a match.
That
Amazing
like
game.
honestly, what a match. But like, at the same time, if I'm rated R, right? If this is our favorite map, I'm
True.
feeling kind of scared for March. March
True.
is their least favorite map. I don't think they're very comfortable there. And like,
That spot.
once again, if it was this close on your like, what your favorite pick, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely not something I'm going into the next match and I'm feeling like super happy about. Like the game's not over yet. And like at this point, right? I think they gotta identify how they can play their strategies like that final hold to play around Alu. Like Alu is gonna be the big thing shutting them down in this series. And if they can find a way to deal with Alu, like they did at the end of that game on that P3, I think they definitely have a good chance.
You know what we're seeing here though is last 2 matches skill is outfragged Inertia.
That
Which
is
is
crazy. I mean,
the-
to be fair, it is on NA servers, but also, I mean, if we go back to like Oasis days, Inertia is definitely taking that top frag spot
Yeah.
for sure. Definitely very well done by skill. And I think like rated R, I mean, I don't think Inertia is doing bad or anything. I just think rated R is doing a really good job at adapting
Yeah.
to him and just like
Mhm.
saying no.
Yep. Especially with how patient Crybaby was being with his orbit ult, just waiting for Inertia to pop out at any moment.
I mean, like, dude, Cry just like Cry has a playstyle where he plays like passive aggressive almost, in that he plays super aggressive. He gets into super like tight angles and he gets out there. He takes space, but he doesn't play in situations where he needs to aim his way out to live. And I think that's the difference. Whereas Inertia goes into these impossible situations essentially. And he is Inertia, so he can win those. If there's any player in the game who can win those, it's Inertia.
Mhm. Yep.
But they're also still hard. And putting yourself in those situations is definitely not optimal.
Yeah.
Oh, we see skill here again on EU. No Neon this time.
Interesting. Maybe Neon, I mean, it's pretty late for EU, so he might
True,
have
yeah.
been going to bed or something, but
It's about almost 10 o'clock.
yeah. I mean,
Or almost 11, I think.
depends where he's at it. I mean, for the
Yeah.
Finnish guys, it's almost 12.
Yeah.
Smoke rising. Mine at the ready.
But already here, similar start to what we saw in the previous March game. We got the P90s out. Cry is just waiting for the people to dive up. He gets 2. It's just really nice. I mean, Axel getting kills here. Like, NS maybe
Ooh, that
getting
was-
kills, but I feel like Rated R is doing such a good job at refragging. And Inertia suppressed, just the M5, not suppressed. It's definitely something I was not expecting to see.
Yep. A once in a lifetime opportunity right now.
Yeah.
But like, look how disciplined Rated R is playing this right now. It's a complete polar
Exile
opposite.
challenges Alu with the AK and wins.
Well, dude, it's just that he knows that if he does, he has a teammate there to res him. Like,
Yeah.
they take these fights in a way that it's aggressive, but it's safe. It's really strange, but it's a complete polar opposite to what I guess they're probably used to playing, like versus Genkar's last series. Where
Exile
Genkar's
walling
is
off
like
the container.
super aggressive, not safe at all. They just do not care about what you have or your strategy or whatever. They're just flying at you. But Rated R is looking really calculated, and like look at how they're switching between stacking in crate and stacking in heaven. They go back and forth so that Never Twisted can't really get a good read on them. Looks like they might have created an opening though.
Inertia with
I
2
believe
clicks
that's
on the
3 or 4
point, just kick it
kills.
out.
Towards Never Twisted.
Clean's challenge. Lycos, I think, getting 2 there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's already a minute 20 on the clock though. Like this is like how much time has been burned?
Cry
It's
just ulted.
actually winnable. It's actually winnable. And oh, Griffith spent so much of his ammo on the drone that Lycos took him out. Had to reload.
And Cry pushing in the container, taking out skill.
I think Inertia
It's
still has his
just
ult.
honestly quite incredible. Inertia's up there. I mean, I don't know if there's really much they can do about that. Griffix with the great nade. Alu switching to
And
the
they have 3 on
rifle.
point right now. Well, but Lycos activates minigun.
Oh no, Inertia goes down fast too. I mean, Skill's only halfway to his minigun, but
And he's dead now too as well.
like, Skill might not get his minigun. And I mean,
There's only
Nico
30
still
seconds
has
left.
his. He could get more kills.
Just got taken out.
Yeah, unfortunate, but
Alu swapping off the op here. He's on XM40. Inertia,
well, I think he knows that like they've adapted to that op playstyle. I mean, Cry goes down, Lycos goes down, Akatal goes down. They definitely get the point, but I think that was
Yes, they
definitely
get
a lot closer.
they're not going to have a lot of time for P2. And P2 is one of the harder pushes here.
Yeah, for sure. 100% agree. Like, that was a really good hold by them, and I mean, if they're feeling themselves to get a minigun that fast, I think that like moving on to this next point.
We see Cry trying to shoot
Pretty
through the metal
confident.
pipes here.
I mean,
Skill
Skill
with
getting first
minigun, able to
blood.
push up.
And Griffix with a great nade. Like, I mean, they're getting a lot of value here. I would assume Alu, yeah, Alu's back. This is definitely a like angle or just a site that really favors that sort of gameplay. Gets killed to C4 as well. He'll probably get another with his op. He swings out. Oh, he unfortunately misses.
He's
Doesn't
got
get
10
killed
HP
though.
right now.
I'm not sure if they kill him here. He does get the full heal. Holden looking for an angle. Griffix and Energia doing their things. Skill is getting some heavy frags right now as well. Skill with the minigun. This is going to be a lot of space unless they can throw some utility at Skill like right about now.
I mean, we do know Creep has his ult here.
Energia kicks Axile for the kill.
And Inertia is down.
Creep gets
Great
Energia.
grenade.
Crybaby gets 2. Crybaby gets 3. I think like the win condition here, similar to that Gengar series, it's the Crybaby show. If Rated R wants to win, get Crybaby to do Crybaby things, and it'll happen.
See Inertia ulting on point, taking out clean. Griffix coming through the tube here. Popping his ult. Taken out by
Indeed.
Cry.
Yeah, Cry takes him out before value on that. Cry does get traded out, but I mean, the ults are going down. I think. Do we have any ults on the side of RR?
Creep has his. Surely he uses
If
it.
Creep can use his here, that's going to be a lot of value. This is a very good moment for a Goose ult. I mean, he doesn't even need to use it.
Down.
I mean, Cry is ult as well. Like, I mean,
Okay, Cry ults. Cry baby ult.
Yeah, ult. But still, I mean, he's still getting the value.
Yep,
It's
he did
definitely
pick out
gonna
Inertia
be.
with that.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but Inertia is definitely either coming up on his or like halfway, and Inertia knows he can outpace
Inertia
him.
is only 36%.
Yeah, he used it in the last fight. So
Maybe then.
Creep finally ulting.
Yeah, they're just
on,
taking a ton
Pillars
of
here.
space off of
They've
that
got
Mongoose
45
ult.
seconds. I don't think Inertia is gonna get his.
I mean, we say that, but it's
definitely
Inertia.
possible.
That's
Crazier
true.
things have happened. I
Lyco's
mean,
98% on his minigun though.
I think that minigun is what we're looking for this win con.
Indeed.
I mean, look at that. They kill him up there. I mean, he does get refragged by skill, but Rated
Yeah, I
R
think-
still wins the space.
I think minigun's the only ult.
Oh,
He uses it.
he gets one. He's definitely in a very vulnerable position.
Is he trying
Yeah.
to release
Should back-
the...
back up a
No,
little
he just
bit.
has to pre-fire here, I think. He sees the
Gonna be one in
radar
pipes.
behind him.
One in pipes.
He's got a Malva ult though.
Oh, and Cry goes down.
Inertia down.
goes down. That
Dude.
guarantees no or for this half.
It's 4 seconds and they
I mean,
they're
Clean is
almost all
pushed out
dead.
so far. Skill has the minigun,
And
but
Rated R
5
takes it.
seconds,
They got
and
it.
it's over.
Rated R takes the championship then, no?
Nah, it's not over yet.
Oh, surely. Forgot that was half one.
A lot of action in that one half.
We see Lyco's getting a fire wave off spawn. That'll be inertia
I mean-
off its then.
We don't want to be like, we don't want to underestimate these players because once again, like
We see
Alu-
Alu on the XM40.
Alu is a more defensive leaning player and best getting the most value today. And so he's probably going to switch to the AWP later, but like even on the XM40 and rifling, SMG, whatever, Alu's just a crazy player. And I think
Picking up
him being
Lycos.
able to play more of his style on this defense half could be really good.
See a very strong office hold from Inertia, and I think skill is up there with him.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that kind of in contrast to the way that like Rated R were playing this, like Never Twisted and this whole team, they like they don't play quite as loose. Which at times is good, like you can have a very solid hold, and at times when you're playing against this team, it feels like they're unbeatable. But at other times, when you're getting these closer games, you start to get a better read, and look, I just gets 3 because he
Yeah.
knows where every
Gets 4.
that's 5 dead. Like they get a wipe just because they're holding these same positions. And like
And Cry's in the
Alu's
office
putting
now
these
as well.
Alu's putting these unwinnable situations.
Inertia's
where-
dead.
Hey, wait, the kite ult's already out from Axile.
He gets taken out by Griffix though.
Skill is keeping them back in it.
But Cry has orbital here. Gets
And
2.
And he got a-
Cry gets 3.
Oh.
Cry gets 3. This is still very winnable. Lycos is still on point, but
Lycos gets
Alu
taken
is
out.
the
Maybe have to hold for
savior
now.
of the team again.
Yeah.
Yet again. He also has
They can
ult now.
stabilize with this. It's gonna be very tough.
Ult's
Remember
gonna
to
be
get
not
ult
This
That's
is
great
anyone's,
for Rated
like,
R.
they could easily win at this point right now.
Inertia
Never
will have
Twisted.
ult very soon.
He has 1 for
He
1
does
in
get
a
taken
4v4
out, though.
situation. I mean,
Inertia taking on
Minigun's coming
Heaven.
up on skill then. Clean about to have his ult. Alu has his. I mean, it's
Inertia's
pretty
gonna
much
push as well.
just. I mean, it's pretty much just the Malva ult, I think, on the side of Rated R.
Yeah. I mean, Creep's at 70, but
Yeah, Creep
He's
could
got a ways
definitely
to
make
go.
something happen, but I mean, with the P90 at these ranges, I don't really know if that's Ion. I mean, he gets 1 kill on skill, but I think he's just gonna get refragged out by Inertia. And yeah, there he goes.
Yep, and Inertia still holding his ult, so
we got
if
30,
there's any
30
last second
seconds here.
plays.
Yeah, and I think like at this point, it's gonna be very hard. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the AWP come out of Alu just because he, this is definitely a position he
Bit
would
of
like
an
to be in.
exile nade from Creep there. We think
Clean with the
Skill-
ult.
We have a Malva
Skill-
ult.
a minigun
And
is
there
up
goes the Energy ult, and I think that's probably going to be game. There is a Strix ult on point as well. He does get Energy. He gets Strix
Ooh.
too. It is potentially winnable. The Malva ult is still on, but they need the touch. And that
C4
kite ult is
still
going to
there.
deny so
That
much
C4
space.
is still there. On point.
I don't think they
the
can
aerial
touch.
area
OT,
denial from the
OT,
kite ult.
and I think that's all she wrote.
Teamwork out there.
Very good hold from
So now the
Never
decider is
Twisted.
yet again escape.
Indeed.
This is
Looks
on
like
NA
we're-
though, no?
NA escape, yes.
Again. Because Genkar's was NA escape, right?
Yep.
And Crybaby with the play of the game, and I mean, rightfully so. I mean, this was really unfortunate that this didn't hurt. But, like, boom, he gets the ult in, he gets 3. Fortunately, just gets beamed out. But
Unfortunately, he's right in front of Alu, who just does not miss the head.
yeah, and Alu and Skill have just been the saviors of that defense on P1. Just actually crazy, but great work from Crybaby. And even Likos. Likos was doing really well on that defense
Yeah.
half. He wasn't doing quite as well on the attack, but that defense was really well done. And so I'm really excited. Once again, Escape is the bread and butter of Never Twisted, Never Sun, Never Sucks, whatever you want to call them. And so this is definitely going to be a situation where even though it is on the NA servers, like, I feel like, I mean, my heart's telling me Axel and Cry deserve the rated R win. But my mind is telling me that, I mean, I think Never Twisted still has this. Like, this is their map. This is their playground, essentially. And, like, with the slower and the more methodical playstyle of rated R versus Gankars, I'm not sure they're going to be quite as successful as Gankars were on this map versus them. But the lobby is coming up right now. We're coming in. You take over, Flex, for like 1 second. I need to grab something.
Be interesting to see if Alu goes Kite or Brisa here. As last time we were on Escape, he went Brisa. Then I think they called him out on the APC pixel walk or whatever, which you need a wall to use. So it could be interesting if he goes to Kite here, just so he has some util with his wall. He's also had a lot of really big plays with that C4.
Yeah. That's also allowed him to play a little bit further up than you would usually expect with someone having a sniper.
Yeah.
Able just to jump in C4 and jump out if needed, and still hold the main positions.
I also have heard that Breezel it got nerfed slightly, is what I've heard. And it doesn't feel quite as good to use, but that is just what I've heard. I haven't actually read up on the patch notes or anything. So we'll see. Looks like we're waiting on... Who are we waiting on here? I think Skill. The last person to fill here.
Yeah, we're currently waiting for Skill to
Alrighty.
hop in.
Yeah.
We still have a minute.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
Oh. This is for all the marbles. We do
Indeed.
have another match after this, viewers.
Maybe not.
I think we do.
Are
they
from
playing
what
it?
I
Not sure.
read, Gankars is forfeiting.
Yeah,
So
looks
Okay.
like it.
yeah, in chat,
Oh.
it's supposed to be Valiant versus Gankars. Gankars forfeit.
All right.
Okay.
This is the last map of the day. The current score is 1-1 rated R. 1 Never Twisted, both winning their map picks. And so this is going to be the tried and true NA versus EU. Will EU continue to be that dominant force as they have been in the history? Or will NA finally have that opportunity to bring home a trophy? We'll see. But we're on our last map, Escape. We'll see if they can do it. Crybaby has been having an incredible series. Skill and Alu have as well.
Looks like Ali's bringing out the Briso again.
Indeed. Interesting to see what he does on attack though, because that's where that APC is.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, like, look, skills on the pill as well. Like, those Strix is really necessary for this attack half. Especially that you got that ult, which is gonna be super useful. Especially now with the new change that makes it shoot a straight line.
Indeed.
You can see the traditional, like, super far up, never twisted hold. RR getting 2 off the rip is really good, though. Griffix is in a little bit of an position, so he could either get killed or get, like, a free kill very easily. Looks like Inertia is doing a great job at supporting him. He gets clean, too. It's gonna be 4 kills on the side, never twisted.
Inertia shooting Cry through the back wheels of the APC there.
Yeah.
Cry's at 8 HP. Finally gets
mean,
heals from his Malva.
Creep
Ooh,
gets
very
2,
good nade
but
from Creep.
then
Alu with the
from
collab.
Alu. I mean, there's not much you can do about that. But Skill does manage to take himself out. I think
Creep
that's
still
5
pushed
down.
up.
I think
Yeah,
that's
Creep
5
still pushed
down.
up.
They can definitely get some
I
space
think
on the
Lycos
Charger.
did a bit of a pin grenade up there.
Yeah. I mean, look at this, right?
And Inertia
Like,
down now.
they got so much space. As long as they can stay out of off angles, they're chilling.
Yep. There's
look at how
one
much
coming around the
space
outside of parking
Axel's
lot
taking.
here. Yeah, it's Alu there on the outside of parking lot.
Well, like, at this point, it doesn't matter. Axel did a great job at, like, identifying that they needed to get rid of the guy who's going to contest before they just stack the round point for... Like, at that
Clean's
point, they're
Malva
prone
bot
to the
actually took care of
C4.
him.
I mean, they did... Yeah, I mean, they're just doing a great job at calling what they're doing stuff together. And look at this ult from Axel. He gets 1. I'm not sure if he's going to re-peek that, but he gets a pick very early on. He goes for another. He's not going to die to the Tracer, but...
Gets taken out from container though.
yeah,
By
it's really
skill.
unfortunate, but I really like the idea. Inertia coming
Inertia
in
behind.
right.
It'll be interesting to see if Lycos tries to, or anyone else for that matter, swaps to pill to try and break through container.
Yeah, I definitely think ever since they patched the ability to get on top of the container,
Yeah, it's made
that
the
pill
hot
pick
side.
has
Yeah.
become a lot more
Yeah.
of a necessity.
And we do see skill back on Strix here, so they'll have those extra walls to lock that down.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking pretty even for the most part. This point is just something that, once again, like we've been saying in the previous series, either lasts like 30 seconds or can last 5 minutes for the hold on the defense
And
side.
clean the resin Cry.
And Skill doing a great job keeping that right side on lock. Has the opportunity to regain himself, get those.
Cry's got
balls
2
back
in the
up.
corner there.
Can he get a third?
It's 3.
Oh,
Oh,
I
he
think
goes-
that's
oh,
point.
wow.
Like they have to deal with him.
What
Cry's
a
still
push from
alive.
Cry.
That's
Yep.
5 dead. Get on board.
That
Get on
is-
board.
And now he has his ult.
But
Oh,
Inertia,
Inertia popped over them.
but
Inertia's
he
dead.
doesn't get anyone.
What?
And I think Cry just...
Like you were saying, yeah, it's the Reaver difference, except for this time it's Crybaby.
Yeah, it's just... Orbit is a character in the video game.
He is one of the
And-
characters of all
Very
time.
true.
He is. And he's the only character that some of these things can just, like, happen on. You just get so much ability, like, so much freedom, so much ability to just do whatever is to your heart's content.
And Clean getting a double res here.
We'll see. I mean, look at the ult economy up on Rated R. We
Creep
got
has his.
4 ults. They have
Lycos
everything.
has here. Cry is.
They have everything
I mean-
except Exile. Literally
Yeah, but
everything
he's
except Exile.
70%. He's 74%, 75%.
I mean, that's the
And
orbit
Cry
ult,
ults.
that's the minigun. I mean, they only
Great
leave
pick.
1 on point, but like this is if they can get past P3, that is going to be an extremely dominant
Inertia is
attack
dead.
half. I mean, he could get rezzed here, but if Lycos is ready for that, unfortunately he goes down, but
He
looks like
doesn't.
Creep is ready
Oh,
for
he
that.
got
He
him.
gets the double kill, puts him on an 8-second
And Griffix down
respawn.
as well. Only one dead is Clean, I think, from Rated R.
Very big
Cry
from
now.
Creep.
Yeah,
Cry down as
Skill
well.
is somehow trying to like pull this out, but I'm not sure if he has it in him to kill all of them, but he does! He does! Skill stays alive long enough to get the Finnish team back into the fights, and now they're
Yeah.
back at square run down mid.
Creep still does have his ult though. Exile approaching his 96%.
I mean, I'm just looking at Cry here. Cry
Yeah.
is going to be this different maker here. He's already gotten if he can take out skill, take out that, I guess, that X factor that's been like trouble for them, I think this push is going to be looking really good. Does skill go down? He doesn't. He just keeps on getting away with these kills.
They're finally taken down by Exile.
Yeah, but ults are coming out now, and I mean, Griffix is cleaning up, but like, how many ults did they, like, did Rated R have to use to warrant that Mongoose ult coming out? Like, I don't, just the Malva.
We're looking at a Karisa Strix ult up for Never Twisted, close to orbit as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Brissa ult alongside this ult is actually just, it's an incredible combo, just laned.
Zoning out the whole lane.
Yeah, Strix ult
Let's
is
get taken out,
obviously
though.
really good at eliminating targets. It does so much damage, but its main weakness is that it struggles at people far apart, and that's where that Brissa ult like comes in.
And Inertia coming through
complements it so
apartments
well.
behind Rated R here. Oh, there's a team wipe actually. Oh, he gets taken out by Lycos. Lycos pushed up pretty far by himself right now. Team's finally caught up to him here. Looks like they might be coordinating a push through apartments here. See two of them going through. Crytates gets taken out. So does Clean.
I mean, the important thing to look at is that Inertia still has our orbital here.
Exile pops his kite ult, gets Alu.
I mean, I just don't think it's enough though. Like, Axel needs to go big
Yeah,
here,
he's
and he gets skill, but skill already
Feels
trades
about to
him
get
out.
res as well.
Rez has come out. Cry gets Inertia, which is really big, but he needs to get at least one more if this push is going to be successful. He gets another, but I don't think... Yeah, the Brissa ult just cleans up the rest. I believe they still have minigun here too.
Yeah, they do, yes. Skill has mini.
And I mean, Lycos is coming up on minigun.
And there's
Should
your
have it
and
in time.
Crybaby both have them.
Yeah, yeah.
Creep has his ult again as well.
I mean, Inertia is dead.
Inertia
They get
taken down.
3. They need to push now. I'm Creep.
Yeah.
I'm letting them rip.
Lycos
Get
at
the
90%.
refrag. That's big kills. They gotta be looking for Inertia. They gotta be looking for him.
We're gonna see Energia coming straight down main here. Uses his ult, gets no one with the ult. Gets kicked! He gets kicked by Exile!
Oh, and
I
take
mean,
it out.
that's a double-edged sword. I mean, on one hand,
Big explosion.
they did manage to waste these ults out, but on the other hand, like, they still got the minigun. They have to take this space back.
Cry
Are
has
they
his
going
ult,
to be
though.
able to? Cry's like deep, and Inertia doesn't know. He gets him,
Oh,
but
gets
he
taken
does
out
get
by,
refragged. He
Griffix,
might get
yeah.
rezzed here too.
Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's... Oh, he is. Leal's down there. Or Leal. Lycos popping his ult down main. Does he know they're all in alley?
He does. He gets
does
Griffix
now.
and Inertia.
Gets
He
taken up by
gets
Alu.
refrag
Taken out
though.
by
That's
Alu.
3 down on the side of Nested though. I think it's starting to even out. Yeah, skill just...
I think we're gonna be looking at Crybaby here.
I mean, skill in these moments is just so good at salvaging these situations.
Yeah, especially getting those picks and then getting out if needed.
Oh, and
Why getting
Inertia
shot
just
through the
bullies
wall?
clean. Not much you can do there. They're trying to work apartments, but I don't think they can do it. Inertia and Leo get kills. Cry might be able
Cry
to.
gets
He
kicked
gets
by
kicked.
Energia.
He gets kicked, but he still gets the kill. Inertia goes down 10
Gets
seconds.
taken up by Griffix
clock.
though.
But I think that is the half.
Gonna do it.
I think so, yeah.
I do not think they can touch this.
Yeah, they're not too far away.
Nice work.
Good try, but
Okay, Alu on Brisa again.
I mean, you saw how well it works out. Like, the denial that you have with that ult is just really good.
Just curious to see if we want Kite for the APC heady. Gets taken
Yeah.
out by Creep here.
We'll see. I mean, Creep getting a res here too. Inertia takes out Lycos, so they're kind of vulnerable to that heaven area, but
Exile's got it walled off right now though. Mostly walled at least. There's a C4 in there. Doesn't get
Cry's
it.
in
He
an
gets got shot
incredibly
out.
aggressive position. He's definitely could be good for some,
Ooh,
but Skill
bad
has a
timing.
lineup. Clears out that truck area. Lets Griffix in. Griffix does get refragged, but I think they don't know Alu's up already.
I think someone knows now. Malva, Clean gets him.
Okay, that could be very dangerous if he was allowed to sit that far up. I mean, they're double pushing the car right now. I don't think Strix dies. Or he does. Skill's down. they're still not contesting the points, but they managed to wipe them off, so they should be good for a little bit.
Alu gets traded out by Lycos' Fire Wave.
And like overall, I mean, their momentum has been stopped, but NS has pushed the cart so far. And kills are going back and forth, but if I'm rated R, I'm definitely this is a situation where we're probably starting to think about P2 and focus less on P1. Creep gets inertia, Creep gets a skill.
And
Creep
Creep's
goes
getting
down,
the res
but
on Crybaby here in grass.
Creep is getting like constant value here, and I mean, Cry getting another one too. Axel getting another Cry, like
They gotta shoot
this,
that
like,
drone.
This frag combo just is very strong at the moment. They're gonna get flanked by inertia though,
Yeah,
and I think that's kills.
Yep.
They just let his drone sit above them the whole time.
Indeed.
And NS pushing way up here on bridge.
I mean, as they
Or
should.
never
They
twisted.
gotta get this like presence early so they
Yeah.
don't put themselves in a situation where they're held for years.
And
Inertia
Energy
going for an ult in on the
ulting
right.
Creep.
He gets two.
Gets
Griffix goes
Lycos.
down though.
and gets taken out by Clean.
I mean, that was definitely a kill they needed to get right then before the cart got that far. Otherwise, they weren't going to be able to finish that. Yeah, Alu's still on the op, getting value on Creep, but
We're looking at skill with his minigun. Barisa close as well. Exile close to Keitel. Creep's about to get his.
Axel gets ones.
Skill pops his.
Oh,
Was
Lycos with
taken
a
out.
huge grenade. Minigun skill
Indeed.
down. Axel gets another. Reses are coming through.
Cry takes out
Cry's
Griffix.
refragging them.
Creep's res. Lycos gets out Alu. Lycos has his minigun now as well.
Yeah,
Looks
this
like he's
is
gonna
going to
be
be
rewalling
very
container.
dangerous. If they can keep this cart like at the choke and not let them get it through, I think they're looking really good for this next push.
And
Queen living
what's
at 1
interesting
HP.
is we haven't seen a pill swap yet from Never Twisted.
Yeah, I think like the meta is just, it's not quite as valuable to push through that cart side without having
That's
any
true.
like any presence on the top. I mean, Lycos going big here, getting 3 kills. Griffix
gets
denying
2.
the res.
Skill
Huge.
gets a third.
I mean, if Cry can stay alive, this should be fine, but this is definitely not an optimal situation. 2 minutes 20 on the clock.
Cry
He
does
gets
ult
inertia, they're going to push out.
Yes,
Oh,
to
but
stay
they
alive.
get 3!
Oh, good job.
I mean,
Creep and Exile cleaning up there.
I mean, it's a risky ult, but like it's working. That's 4 dead. They're getting some reses, but that's
And he gets
insane.
healed here.
That was very good from Rated R to back up Crybaby on that ult.
Griffix does have his ult.
I mean, 2 op kills coming through for Alu. Skill goes down by Axel. Axel's ulting here. Oh, but the kills are coming through for Never Twisted. That's definitely not a position Rated R wants to be in. They're just
Yep,
spamming these
they're
ults to
throwing
make
everything.
sure
I think
they
this
get
is the
it.
point here, yeah.
Yeah. They definitely needed that point there and then, so they threw everything out.
I mean, 4 minutes on the clock. This is definitely doable, but I think this is a repeat of the game card series. It's like, as much as like some of these other maps are completely winnable against this team, like without their support lineup, like NS slash Never Twisted definitely has taken a hit without their old support lineup. That full finish roster was just so good. But like this is their map. Getting them to escape is, even on NA ping, which we're on, is still can be a death sentence. Like Griffix just goes so far in. I mean, Rated R is leaning more towards apartments, but Never Twisted just doesn't care. Like Lycos trying to stay alive, Cry getting 2 more, but they gotta like take this space and clear this Barisa out fast. Barisa goes down quick at least, but how are they gonna hold this for 3 minutes?
They need to have really good ult economy here. Let's
Yeah.
cycle it perfectly.
See, Energia using his ult there, only getting 1. Or maybe 2.
I mean, I don't even think it matters because he'll get another one, and they have the Strix ult up. Barisa ult coming up soon. They're just pushing up this plane with the Strix ult.
This Strix ult could just be the push here.
I mean, Alu's pushed up into their spawn with an op. That's 3 dead. Lycos
Cry's
might be
dead.
the savior they need. He gets 2, but I don't think it's enough. Creep once again with the huge ult, getting both of them.
Ooh,
They can contest this.
nobody able to
Yeah,
get there yet.
Clean gets there with his small ult though.
I mean, Strix
Creep
ult
has bought them
coming
time
up
for
for
now.
Lycos. Like on the flip side, Griffix coming on the Goose. Lille has the, I believe Alu used the Brissa ult last fight. So they actually shut him down there.
Yeah, we're seeing maybe Griffix. I don't know.
I mean, Griffix is the only one that can get it, but as I'm sure any Mongoose player can attest, that ult,
Yeah.
like, it sometimes decides to work, it sometimes doesn't. So it's not really something you can super rely on most of the time, but Axel trying to keep this space, Skill getting a really nasty angle
Probably
on it,
getting
the
inertia
damage
in
early.
apartments.
The
There
thing
we
I'm
go.
looking for is
From the
Cry's
point
ult,
now.
and that's exactly what I'm
There-
looking for. The double,
There it is.
he does get opt out, but 1 minute 30 on the clock, they do have the minigun, he needs to live.
Griffix has his now though.
Yeah, that's going to be the tough
Mm.
part. If they decide to stack up on the cart, it's not going to be good news. You can see that Lycos is opting towards walling off apartments. They just can't touch it at all, rather
And
than
here
like,
comes
walling
Griffix's
closer to
ult.
point. I mean, can he get it? He got one. Griffix is dead. Can they touch?
And Exile's touching.
Axel's touching. Clean. Do they wait? Crybaby got the kills?
Oh
And
wow,
it's
they
neck
held
and neck.
that.
Inertia is still alive in apartments. I don't. Okay,
Exile
they
and
definitely
Creep
know now.
very close to theirs.
Inertia needs to get his ult.
Will he be able to? I mean, Skill could get his too. He's 86.
Energy is looking at 85%.
I mean, Cry getting an early kill on Griffix. If he doesn't get refragged here and he's allowed to full heal in apartments, this is looking really good.
Skill taken out. No.
Axile with the double. Axile, the hero they need. Alu
taken
is
out
jumping
in
out of
apartments.
apartments.
No
He
more.
kills Axile. Inertia gets one. That could be game. Right here. Right here,
Yeah,
right now.
It's scary. Inertia
10
still has
seconds on
ult.
the clock.
There we
Inertia
go.
ult. There is the contest, though.
Showed some teamwork out.
And
they take
it
it.
goes to
There we go.
Never Twisted.
Very good game.
Holy.
And I mean,
Let's look at the play of the game here. Inertia.
yeah, Inertia play of the game. This got to be when the drone wasn't shot. It was just let to
Yeah.
look at everyone.
Yeah, there it is. You can see the walls the entire time.
But I mean, it's got to be said. I mean, EU takes another game,
Incredible.
but it takes another tourney, takes another crown. But at the same time, I mean, props to Rated R for making them work for it. This definitely was not the normal, Never Sun, Never Sex, Never Twisted, whatever you want to call them. This wasn't the normal experience from their lobbies, and I think RR played incredibly well. It could have been anyone's game right there.
I mean, you look here.
Yeah.
Creep tying with Inertia for most frags at 61.
Yeah, I mean, Creep had a great performance. I mean, Lycos was doing great as well. Axel was clutching up in a few moments for Rated R. But I mean, like, if we're looking on the other side of things, Alu and Skills, like, X Factor potential, the entire tournament. Like, Axa or Skill and Alu were the people keeping them alive in those moments,
Yep.
just on the edge every single
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
And like, this wasn't the tried and true Inertia solos that we're used to seeing. And so seeing Skill, seeing Alu just bring so much value was really awesome to watch. And
Yeah, there was
great
plenty of
jobs to
times.
everyone involved.
Yeah, there was plenty of times where it was just Skill left alone with minigun, and he managed to hold it off for
Yeah,
a
for
couple more
sure.
seconds.
Yeah, or
while his
Alu
team
with
gets
his
back.
pistol.
Yeah,
But all I'm saying, if the game was actually esport ready,
yeah.
Kana bubble stocks are on the rise. Kana bubble stocks are in the ceiling.
So
Holy.
true.
Indeed.
But yeah, extremely well played. Alu is just, I mean, if I had to crown an MVP of the tournament, it's
It's
got to
gotta
be
be.
Alu, bro.
Yeah.
It's got to be Alu.
The consistency in all games.
So, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the broadcast. Thank you everyone for watching.
Yes, sir.
It's been fun.
Thank you for visiting the dentist's office.
Yeah, thanks
Yes,
for
sir.
getting your teeth checked.
Oh.
Indeed.
But appreciate everyone watching and stuff. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and make sure to respect the EU at Maple. You're not shit.
Oh, real.
Indeed.
Much love, everyone. Peace.
Have a good one.